was to be the best. It's not just the intelligence, it's the sharp mind, it's the good chin, it's the tremendous heart. When it comes down to boxing, I'm the best at this. All my life, man, my whole life, everybody around me was boxing. I come from a fighting family.
The Mayweather family included a father and an uncle who were both fighters. The younger one, Roger Mayweather, was the most successful, winning titles in 2 weights.
And the boos you hear in the arena greet the entrance of the man whom Mexicans see as the Mexican assassin, a man who's built much of his career by knocking off Mexican fighters, Roger Mayweather.
Roger had even fought a young Pernell Whitaker before Pernell was a champion, eventually losing whilst taking Pernell the full distance. His father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., was a respected fighter and had once fought the young Sugar Ray Leonard early on in Ray's career. Before going on to greatness, Ray Leonard won the match after the two battled it out in a grueling 10-round fight. But for Floyd Sr., his career was tragically cut short after a family shooting at the Mayweather home. Floyd's father was shot in the leg by his mother's brother when Floyd was just 1 year old. And at the time, his father was holding him in his arms, trying to discourage the shooter from fatally aiming at the chest.
It was really a roller coaster ride, you know. People kind of know the background of Floyd Mayweather. You know, I stayed in Jersey, I lived with my mother. You know, 7 of us lived in a 1-bedroom. You know, at one particular time, my mother was on drugs. My dad been shot by my mother, brother. You know. Sometimes I was still with my grandmother. Of course, she was cleaning up offices and cleaning up hotel rooms. And my dad, of course, you know, he hustled, you know, in the inner city. Eventually, you know, I moved back to Grand Rapids, Michigan with my father. You know, I asked my mother, can she move back also? And she eventually moved back to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I was happy when she moved back, but she was back on drugs. You know, I seen my dad sell my mother drugs. You know, just those are the things I went through in life.
Not only was it a tough life, but it was also tough love.
You know, my father, anything, my father would beat me for anything I done. I don't care if it was, I may not even done it. My dad was real hard on me, real hard on me. I couldn't make no mistakes. You know, if I make a mistake, you know, my dad, you know, kind of, you know, cuss me out, slap me, check me.
And it was that tough love that translated into a tough training regime.
People say, his daddy treat me like he was in a boot camp. You know what? Look at him today.
Believe it or not, I started training my son when he was a baby, right in the crib. I took his hands and started doing that. Pretty soon, my son started doing that on his own. I couldn't believe it.
I used to just go to the gym and, you know, stand on a chair and hit the speed bag. And, you know, after hitting the speed bag for a few years, I got good at it. So when I was 4 years old, I know how to hit the speed bag like a professional.
Floyd's father began to coach his son day in and day out, and the youngster fell in love with the sport. As an amateur, Floyd accumulated an 84-6 record, and he won 3 national Golden Glove tournaments along the way. At just 10 years old, he was described as being able to do what 19-year-olds could do.
It felt good, but it was very hard. I struggled, struggling to fight. First, I want to thank the good man upstairs for giving me this opportunity to win the national championship. And second of all, I want to thank my father.
He's the best in the Midwest. I must confess, for all the rest is no contest.
Battleship sunk. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy submarine spotted. Attention, reporting the target position. Enemy heavily damaged. Ship foundered.
But the Mayweather world would be turned upside down as Floyd's father was convicted to 5 years on a drug charge.
I thought about my son a whole lot.
I had to become a man at a young age, at 16. At 16, I had to provide for myself. I had to make a way for myself. My dad went to prison when I was 16. Don Hale brought me in and treated me like I was a son.
When Big Floyd, Floyd's dad, went to prison, he sent little Floyd out to be with Roger in Las Vegas. After about 2 weeks, Roger couldn't handle it, and he sent him back to Grand Rapids. He was living with his grandmother, running the streets, wasn't in the boxing gym. So I got with Floyd. He called me the following week. The next day, Floyd was actually staying at our house and ended up living with us, and I started taking him to the boxing gym. And it was I was not a trainer, didn't claim to be, still don't claim to be, but I got Floyd in shape, and he went to the National Golden Gloves in March. That was in January. In March, he wins the National Golden Gloves, got biter of the tournament, and I started working with Floyd. The thing about Floyd is he was so focused on boxing at that point. He knew what he wanted to do, and he was going to do whatever it took to do it. And whenever he would go into the ring, he wanted to make sure that he was in the best shape that he could possibly be in. He had a competitive spirit about him that was different than any other fighter I ever worked with. He was easier to get to train than any other fighter I ever worked with. With Floyd, I can remember being in the gym with him, and Carlos Navarro was the #1 ranked 119-pounder. And I'd say, well, Navarro went 12 today. Well, I'm going 13. He was very, very focused that way. Floyd wanted the best of everything. Whenever the new Jordan shoes came out, we'd have to wait till midnight so he could get them.
When Don Hale brought me in, it motivated me to want to buy a house like that, to want to put my mother in a big house.
And it was around this time that Floyd got real evidence that he could be great after sparring with older boxing pros that Don Hale managed. And as a teenager, he got the better of them.
This one I knew I was on a I can handle the pros, because I was beating every pro. At 17, I was beating every pro in my gyms. Well, I was boxing Frankie Randall before he fought Chavez. He's the first guy to ever beat Julio Cesar Chavez. I took it easy on him, even though I knew I could have the best of him. But I never wanted to. I didn't want to give him my best, because I didn't want to lose my friendship with him. They see me, I boxed, so that's when they said, we want you to box Cornell when you come back the next day.
As Whitaker clowns a little bit for the crowd. Misses with the...
Pernell Whitaker was the defensive genius who had also schooled the great Julio Cesar Chavez.
It was good work for both of us, that's all I say. See, by the time I was 17, I had already been around the world.
In 1996, Floyd Mayweather competed as a featherweight in the Atlanta Olympics. This was Floyd's chance to perform for a global audience, and if he could win it, he could guarantee himself a flying start to his pro career. Floyd steamrolled through the first round, winning by an impressive 10-1 margin. The second round was also a landslide, and Mayweather scored 16 to just 3 from his opponent. In the quarterfinals, he became the first American in 20 years to defeat a Cuban. He won by just 1 point to advance to the next round. And all seemed well in the semi-finals, as Mayweather boxed brilliantly against the Bulgarian Todorov. But all of a sudden, his Olympic dreams met an unfortunate end when the judges didn't announce Mayweather as the winner. The robbery was so bad that even the shocked referee had preeminently raised Mayweather's hand.
Although the referee raised the hand of Floyd Mayweather. Guess what? This was not a good decision.
They need to get rid of the whole system and get a new establishment to control amateur boxing.
We all know I got ripped up, I gotta live with it, I'm just gonna, take my bronze medal, and go home, and, it's time for me to turn professional, I can't deal with this amateur boxing anymore.
If anybody with one eye and 90 years old can tell me that Floyd Mayweather didn't score at least 40 blows in those 3 rounds, Floyd Mayweather won that bout. May 2nd, he should have a gold medal hanging in his corner, but he didn't get her, did he?
I think that, I don't really want to say I won a bronze medal. I think it's best to say I received the bronze medal, because you can't win.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world, basically validated by AI from a trending product database from one of the top vendors on the planet. And the reason that we can do this completely free for you is because, well, Shopify is paying me to do it. You've probably seen me before, because for the last year, Shopify has loved the AI-paired software that we built so much that they've been paying me to build.
Win a bronze if you lost.
And with that, Floyd vowed to never again taste defeat. A few months after receiving his bronze medal, Floyd turned pro in October of '96 and got off to a wonderful start against Roberto Apodaca.
Making his professional debut, introducing Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Clean it all the time. Good luck to both of you. Just was.
Mayweather showed great power, destroying his fellow debutant in 2 rounds with punishing blows to the body.
Doubles up. Took a left hook from Apodaca. And he hits him with a right. And Apodaca, just a matter of time. You were able to work the body exceptionally well during the course of this bout.
Yes, because, Mexicans are known for taking good headshots, so, I had to go to the body tonight. First of all, I'd like to, thank God for this opportunity to come out here and do what I had to do tonight. And also like to thank my dad and my Uncle Jeff and Roger, for being behind me and helping me while my dad's gone right now.
Going very well, but there's like a little more things he can do, but as he gets to be fighting more often, it's going to come to him naturally.
The Olympic robbery had also robbed Mayweather of the money a gold medalist could earn, which would cause problems later.
Young Mayweather is getting $7,500 for this, his 3rd professional fight. Promoter Bob Arum told me that the difference between the bronze that he won and the gold that De La Hoya won is that De La Hoya was already making $50,000 at this young stage of his career.
But for now, it was time to focus on the fighting, and that he did.
Far tougher pros, tougher fighters in the amateurs than Cooper is.
And referee Mitch Halpern.
This fight.
Big left by Mayweather.
Mayweather racked up 13 knockouts in 17 straight wins, and he was doing it in style too, giving us an early taste of the personality he would become famous for.
This one's scheduled for 6. Down goes Heapert. And Mayweather comes back with rights, and Heapert will go down, and
Keeper, it is hurt.
A couple of left, one of them to the body, and a short left hand landed inside. He is doing some damage right now. Left hook lands. Leija stunned again. And he can stop it any time. And Jerry McKenzie's going to stop it right there. After the fourth knockdown of the fight, abundantly clear evidence that Leija could not defend himself against Floyd Mayweather's onslaught.
Too much speed, too much power.
By now, Mayweather's father had gotten out of prison and rejoined the team.
The corner of Floyd Mayweather, his dad.
I feel good, Daddy. Relax, man. Go on, take care of your business. You beat the guy. You gonna stop it. Okay.
Floyd Sr. came back right in time. After only 2 years of fighting, Mayweather got his title shot.
I just want to thank Top Rank, Bob Arum, and Todd Buff, for giving me the opportunity to fight for the world title October 30th against Gennaro Hernandez. A lot of guys out there want to say that I don't deserve a title, but I'm not ducking and dodging nobody at the 130-pound weight class. I'm willing to fight everybody and all comers. I just feel I'm going to get a victory. I can't predict which way and how I'm going to do it, but I do feel that I'm going to get a victory against Gennaro Hernandez. But I feel it's going to be a good, tough fight. He's a very tough guy and a game opponent.
It wasn't too long ago that the champion Gennaro Hernandez had been his idol in the past.
Because when I used to lay in the bed, like I said, it was so crazy. I used to lay in bed at night. And my room got posters all around. I got posters all around my bedroom of all fighters. The fighter that I had right above me was Gennaro Hernandez. And I used to watch him fight. I used to watch him fight at the Forum. I used to be like, he unbelievable. I said, no fighter will never beat him.
But that was exactly what Mayweather was aiming to do. Hernandez had been fighting for 12 years longer than Mayweather and had never been beaten at 130 pounds. Hernandez had grit and intelligence, and he had beaten the division's best. And if Mayweather was to beat him, it would require Floyd to be at his best. Floyd was the first Olympian from the '96 Games to fight for a title.
Obey my commands. I want a good, clean fight. Touch gloves, let's go to work.
Right from the start of the fight, Mayweather grabbed the opportunity with both fists.
But as you get closer, it disappears. Now.
Hard right hand by Floyd. The other one down. You can see Hernandez's lead foot is...
So far, young Mayweather is simply beating Hernandez to the punch.
No one in the division had even come close to this type of performance against Hernandez.
One of the rising training talents.
So far, the rounds have not been close. Mayweather is winning them all in the view of most of us.
That's why I say he's the best natural fighter around, because that's what you want to do. Make him exercise that side of his body that he doesn't train.
And Hernandez has backed up against the ropes just as Floyd told us he would. And Floyd going to work. Right hand lands for Hernandez. Floyd comes back with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-punch combination.
And this guy is hitting him.
And that's when it's the corner's job to show that right.
That's right.
And Rudy is going to turn to referee Canadian.
After 8 rounds of brutality, Hernandez's corner waved the white flag and the tears of joy flowed from Floyd.
A proper show of respect for a great champion who was beaten by a younger, better fighter tonight. Gennaro Hernandez congratulates the new champ.
What did you see in him that told you that somebody with his few professional fights could do this to you as an experienced veteran champion?
I try to give it my best, but he's just too quick,
Thanks, man.
A true champion. You're a true champion.
I appreciate it.
And you'll be a champion for a long time.
Oh, hi, I'm Eric Wareheim. I run the world-famous Top Food blog. I have a New York Times best-selling cookbook. I'm a winemaker and I'm a Hollywood actor. You know what I haven't done? This! Opening up a restaurant. I'm visiting all the people I respect and finding all the tips.
Be the best, you got to beat the best. They said Hernandez was the best. I fought him, I was victorious. Now they say Angel Man Freddy's the best. Now I'm fighting him, and with God on my side, I'll be victorious the second time.
So it was on to the next, and Mayweather defended his title against the highly rated Angel Man Freddy. scoring an impressive second-round stoppage.
The top stuns Manfredi.
And he's not confused at all. He's just boxing, keeping Manfredi out in the air so he can see Manfredi.
Manfredi in trouble as Mayweather pounds away. Manfredi almost went down. He won't take a knee, but he isn't throwing back. Mayweather pounding, and this one's gonna be stopped too.
I use body in my shot. And that's why Janelle Hernandez quit. I mean, people say, why did Hernandez quit? You don't look Mayweather punch hard. If you're not in there, you wouldn't know.
In just 3 years of pro fighting, Mayweather worked his way up to number 2 ranked fighter in the world, an astonishing feat considering the time frame. However, despite his high ranking, this didn't exactly translate into big paydays, and this led to tensions with the televising company HBO and his promotional company Top Rank. It was promotional stablemate Oscar De La Hoya who was getting the big bucks. De La Hoya was receiving around $10 to $15 million a fight, whilst Mayweather had just been offered a $12.5 million contract for 7 fights. Mayweather infamously labelled the contract offer as slave wages, but HBO's executives and promoter Bob Arum disagreed. They felt that Mayweather had an inflated perception of his value.
George Floyd Mayweather Jr. believes, as do many of the rest of us in the sport, that he has Oscar De La Hoya kind of talent, Roy Jones Jr. kind of talent. But as a result, he's already saying openly that he wants Oscar De La Hoya kind of money, Roy Jones Jr. kind of money.
This guy is a package, and we may not realize it right now, but we better jump on board. Although you said earlier, jump on the train, there's a lot of people already on board. This guy's got the package. He's going to go down, if he continuously stay in good shape, as one of the best fighters of all time. He may as well start asking for the big money now.
As the story goes, HBO executive Lou DiBella offered a solution. They could walk down Times Square together, and if Floyd was mobbed by fans, HBO would heighten their offers. They never did take action on this solution. However, it highlights Floyd's struggle for fame. And to add to his contractual issues, it was discovered that Mayweather had been getting robbed of his ring earnings.
You gotta have the right people around you, and certain people around me was, making me sign contracts that I shouldn't have been signing. Had me in a position with an accountant that was stealing from me. So what happened? So what I did was I brought somebody else in, James Prince. He was a good businessman. He got a good business head on his shoulder. So I brought him in to look over everything, and they said I've been getting beat the whole time.
Wow.
It seemed that Floyd's biggest problems were not inside the ring, but outside of it.
50 years from now, I want people to look down the line and say, Floyd Mayweather, he was an exciting fighter, a great champion. He fought the best, and he was willing to fight anybody.
Around the turn of the millennia, Mayweather was desperate to fight the other champions, but there was just one problem. He was struggling to get big names in the ring with him.
Mayweather says his ambition is to unify all the titles from 130 pounds to 147 pounds, 4 of them individually. And surely somebody is going to show up during that time. But right now there really are no Felix Trinidads looming and lurking out there to make a big fight with him.
And after taking a long layoff, the boxing critics were falling out of infatuation with the young champion, and he lost his top 2 position in the pound-for-pound rankings.
Floyd, meanwhile, in the 7 months since you fought, 7 months ago, on my list, you were second pound for pound to Roy Jones. Now, on my list, you're 5, Ring Magazine, 5 or 6. In USA Today, Corrales is ahead of you. How do you feel about that?
I want to ask you a question. How many fights have you had? I mean, because you seem to know a lot about so many different fighters, but I want to know how many fights you had. You know so much about the sport of boxing.
But Floyd, we're not talking about me. Now, you can't expect people to keep you number 2 when these guys are having super fights. Do you feel you need your super fights now?
Well, when it's all said and done, after Floyd Mayweather beat Diego Corrales, after I beat Prince Nassim because he's ducking and dodging me, after I beat Joe Casamayor, after I beat Freitas, after I beat Paul Spatafor, any champion out there that wants to fight Floyd Mayweather, I'm not ducking and dodging no champion.
Actually, I'm on another stage. These guys can't beat me. I'm the best out there, pound for pound. I'm holding it down. This pretty boy Floyd, the one and only.
National concealed carry reciprocity is finally happening. This means no matter which state you're in, if you have a CCW permit, every state will have to recognize it, just like a driver's license. The best part is, right now, there's an incredibly easy way to get your carry permit. Just enter your zip code.
The issue was that Floyd was considered a high-risk, low-reward type of challenge for the other champions. So he was forced to fill the void with lower opposition, and despite his dazzling talent, it almost seemed a bit too easy.
I wonder if anybody in Horena's corner will take notice of the fact that this is target practice for Floyd Mayweather Jr. Stop the fight.
They were going to stop the fight, but
ignoring.
I said I still reign supreme. I mean, I still reign #1, and I'm looking forward to unifying the titles at 130. Hopefully, I can fight the WBA champ from Mongolia. Then after that, talk with Bob, and hopefully we can fight Robert Garcia to unify the titles. Yeah, I'm only chasing champions. I'm no longer chasing challengers. Floyd Mayweather wanted to be the best, and he wanted to unify the titles.
Negativity is what makes me get up every morning and work harder. Or if I get a book and I see a lot of negative stuff, that make me get up and run an extra mile or box an extra round. It's gonna make me work hard. And I'm gonna go out there and show the people that Floyd Mayweather is still the best, pound for pound.
The following fights would be without his father training him, as had been done in recent fights, and he assigned his uncle Roger as his head trainer. The father and son duo bumped heads over their preferred training styles.
My dad came to an agreement that he was going to move on and train some other fighters, and I said that I was going to move on and work back with my uncle because I feel a lot more comfortable.
I want to get it straight. People be telling me, oh, your dad is too strict, your dad too this, your dad too that. Why do you think you got to be pound for pound best in the world? Somebody taught him how to do that, and that somebody was me.
Beforehand, it was just like I was in like a boot camp. Now I feel a lot more comfortable because I get a chance, even though I'm training, I get a chance to still live my life.
When he out the ring, that's his business. When he come here, then I'm controlling him.
Floyd Sr. was the coach who favored defense, while his uncle Roger was the one who favored offense.
It ain't about being aggressive right now. He got to fight a smart defensive fight.
You don't win fights being defensive. You win fight by punches landed.
And it was Floyd's chance to show off his offense against Emmanuel Augustus, who was well known for his awkward fighting style.
Because even Floyd Mayweather Jr. showing off his fireworks here in the second round, what makes him a world-class fighter. Burton in the corner, Burton quickly escapes, but Mayweather connects.
Despite Floyd's amazing attack, it seemed that Floyd was taking a few more punches than usual, with Augustus managing to draw blood from Floyd.
You're right, Kevin. Floyd Mayweather definitely cut from his nose. Or the right hand.
But he's better be very careful because, like I said, one thing Mayweather does from time to time, he leaves that chin here like he just did and just got counted.
He switches back now with conventional stance.
Now, of course, when there's a puncher, when you're throwing a punch, a man has to react to the punches you're throwing. And this man is very fast.
And trainer Nelson Lopez ends it. Throws in the towel.
What are your plans as far as the future goes? How close?
I'm getting ready to fight Diego Corrales, and next summer, and 2 young champions like me and Diego Corrales should come together and make an explosion. Then hopefully I can unify the titles. Like I said before in the meeting, I'm looking forward to fighting Joe Castillo. I'm looking forward to fighting Diego Corrales. I want to fight the best they got out there, but I got to fight guys like this to make me prepare for guys like those.
What would you have liked to see Floyd do? I think what the fans like about Lil Floyd is how he is now. It was an exciting fight, and that's what the fans and the people want. But the main thing is Floyd Mayweather still won the fight.
They finally got a chance to see Pretty Boy bleed profusely on the nose. Tell me out of the 10, 11 fights he fought with his father, where was any blood? Where was any not?
This game, you're not ready for it.
Sometime soon, he should be fighting for Oscar De La Hoya or Roy Jones. Money is the byproduct of things that fighters can't control.
Will Floyd have the patience to maximize his enormous talents?
Well, he'll have to have the patience, Jim. This is not something that's going to just jump in his lap. He have to be there to prove himself over and over and over again before people will really take a liking to him so that he can have those type of days. Also, he has to have an opponent to make those type of dollars with.
As you so well know.
That's right. You don't have a guy who the public can see as your equal, and you just about can forget it.
In 2001, Floyd got the elite opponent he was looking for in the figure of undefeated Diego Corrales. Many believed that the height advantage and physical threat would pose a major problem for Floyd, and this was exactly the type of fight needed if Floyd was to draw new fans.
When I go into this fight, I know I'm going to be feeling good. I'm going to go out there and put on a superb show and show them that, you know, flamboyant Floyd ain't going nowhere. I'm still flashing. I'm still doing my thing.
Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
This is quicker and slicker against bigger and stronger. Mayweather has to try to discourage his relentless aggression in these early rounds.
A half dozen pounds since weighing in.
Big body, the head is a bigger target.
Floyd planned on chopping down the tree, not with force, but with strategy. Floyd was intent on consistently throwing left-handed attacks, but he would suddenly switch the angle of his left hand, so that Diego was unsure where Floyd was aiming it.
But he wants to engage Mayweather. One big shot. Good little poke with the left by Mayweather.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your hand up good. 7th, 8th, 9th round, he's ready to go.
All right, now
guy like Mayweather, you get his confidence going.
Mayweather was settling nicely into the fight, whilst Diego was struggling to reach the target.
But wait, because he has to collect his breathing first. And that's what
with an angry right hand of his own.
As the middle rounds went by, there was a clear difference, and Floyd was beginning to put a beating on one of the division's best.
Keep doing this. 10th round, we'll go whooping his ass for real.
Little less. Hard left hook upstairs.
This was proven to be a career-best performance by Floyd, and after the midpoint, Floyd put Diego Corrales on the deck for the first time in his career.
Well, there's a brilliant start to round 7. I'm just not sure how many of us expected it to be this dramatic and this graphic.
It's not used to jab all night.
And the second knockdown of the round for Mayweather.
3 knockdown rule in the round.
And there's the third knockdown of the round.
It's his quickness level that puts him into a different dimension.
Throw it.
Another little left hook.
One of 2 good shots.
Right hand. Another mark of what a performance it's been. Ray Woods is up on the apron. That's going to be the end of the fight. And Corrales goes over and nearly accosts his dad. Is holding Corrales to try to keep him away from his own cornerman. Because
This is Pretty Boy Floyd. I want to show the world that I'm the best out there pound for pound. I'm the best 130 pounder. So, you know, he said he's the best. I say I'm the best. So we come together and see who's the best.
Are you determined to stay at 130 where there are other high-profile fighters?
Well, you know, I would like to fight Prince Nassim. Hopefully, we can meet at 128.
Prince Nassim isn't going to fight you.
Well, everybody want to see
after he saw this, it ain't going to happen.
You know, I really want to fight Prince Nassim, but I know you don't want to fight. But hopefully, I can fight the winner of Castillo free test.
Despite his fantastic fighting, there was one slight issue that threatened to hinder his performances: brittle hands. After one of his fights, Mayweather revealed the shocking extent to which his hands were susceptible to injuries.
I hurt my left hand, and later on in the fight I hurt my right hand. So I just try to win the best way I know how. I use my legs, box, and move. He was tough, but I think if I had both of my hands, I could have, you know, eventually boxed and got him out of there.
And eventually you went down just, it seemed, to get a break.
You see there's no bone right here, see?
Right over here you can see there's no knuckle.
There's no knuckle right here.
Right here.
There's no knuckle right here. And I got this thing keep coming, a big knot coming right here on the left.
Does this mean basically you have to be a boxer and let the knockout just come when it comes?
That's why in a lot of fights you see me boxing this move, because my hands is hurting. But my hands never hurt me like they hurt me tonight.
You got the win. Congratulations again, champ.
I'm the best fighter in the world, pound for pound, hands down. I mean, against top 8 competition, I dominate him, as you can see. When I fight Janelle Hernandez, stopped him. Angel Manfredi stopped him. Justin Juco stopped him. Diego Corrales stopped him. Angel Manfredi stopped him. So all these guys is top guys, and I stopped them in their tracks, blatant, dead in their tracks. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing, but right now I just don't think nobody can beat me.
After failing to secure fights with the big names in the division, Floyd decided to move up in weight to contest for the WBC lightweight title against the Mexican Jose Luis Castillo. Castillo had been Julio Cesar Chavez's sparring partner for 5 years, and of course, Floyd had sparred with the guys who had both stunned Chavez in their fights, Pernell Whitaker and Frankie Randall. In an interesting mirror of a decade before, it would be the hyper-aggressive style of Mexico against the defensive style of the slick African Americans yet again.
I got some good sparring partners, you know, welterweights, middleweights, and this is what I need to get me ready for my big showdown.
He ain't got no great skill. He's just tough. I say tough, he's just tough. I mean, he'll take an ass whooping.
Floyd Mayweather is accustomed to entering the ring second. Tonight, as the challenger for Castillo's title, he reverses that pattern and enters the ring first.
There are only a few thousand people here to see a fighter regarded as one of the best in the world, moving up in weight to fight the biggest, strongest fighter he's ever fought. He blames this on his promoter, Bob Arum, feuding with Arum again. He was a sparring partner for the great Chavez for 5 years. He knows his way around the ring.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And others, the only question here tonight is whether that 9-pound advantage that Castillo has will be meaningful.
En route to the TKO victory.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is...
In the early rounds, Mayweather started much quicker than Castillo did, scoring quick short combos and moving right out of the way.
Against the ropes. And now pops a right hand upstairs as Mayweather is back against the ropes.
He says, look, if you throw a beer bottle into the ring, it's going to...
Now the action begins to heat up just a little bit in round 4. Mayweather's getting sharper and sharper.
As the middle rounds went by, Castillo was increasingly making the fight a rough affair, and Castillo now was starting to land hard punches.
That's what Castillo should be doing. Go to the body.
Like all of Mayweather's opponents, you have succeeded to the degree to which Castillo has succeeded so far. Doesn't necessarily mean he's winning the fight.
Castillo's best moments were when he had Mayweather on the ropes.
To our pre-fight feature, there's a hard straight right hand by Castillo against the ropes.
There's those punches. It'll pass.
Castillo banging to the body. Mayweather goes down as Castillo continues to turn this into a barroom brawl.
And that's what you got to do if you want to beat Mayweather. Keep this thing at a brawl.
So lands a straight left and back Mayweather into the ropes with a hard right hand shot to the body. Floyd still throwing upstairs.
Mayweather shouldn't allow himself to be hit in the body.
So what you're saying is that Mayweather has gotten into the kind of fight where Castillo's 9-pound weight advantage.
Right now, hold him.
Change up now as Castillo begins to go upstairs. Hard right hand by
Castillo was growing more and more into the fight, and it was now becoming a back and forth contest.
Chavez as Castillo's body shots slow Mayweather down.
Make Castillo slow up a little bit.
Removes a point.
I say break, you don't throw the right.
You're supposed to do.
Arthur, calm it down now. Calm it down.
What do you mean, calm it down? It's a fight.
You could jump on him. That's smart.
3 rounds of drama. Right hand over the top by Castillo. Misses with the left uppercut. Goes to the bottom. Mayweather flicking in.
He's walking right into Mayweather's hook. Mayweather's got an excellent left hook. Just can't walk into it. You got to bob and weave before you go there.
Talking about pushing on. Mayweather takes a series of big shots.
Castillo's walking right into Mayweather's hook. His right hand.
Neutral corner. Watch that elbow. Let's go. So there goes the point deduction advantage as now Dracula evens it up by taking one from Mayweather.
Close fight.
In the championship rounds, Mayweather began to fight more flat-footed and traded with Castillo.
Floyd hasn't used his feet effectively.
I think that is for a shot. He loves that.
That's to his credit.
He loves it. Mayweather does.
Yeah, that's to his credit. He knows what he has to do, and he's trying to do it right here.
Brilliant flurry.
Castillo, this is instigated by Mayweather.
Absolutely, and there's a brilliant left-right combination there. And another, and Floyd Mayweather suddenly getting as good as he's getting. Yes, and as Castillo leans on him, you wonder if body shots by Castillo. Tough round to score. Flurries by
Mayweather, who could box and move, and now he is standing and delivering and taking.
Good body punches by Castillo.
27-0 coming into today. Regarded himself as one of the very top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Did he bite off more than he could do? Did he underestimate the difficulty of moving up in weight? Who will the judges choose in this rousing battle in Las Vegas?
It was a 50-50 fight, but how did the judges see it?
For the winner by unanimous decision and new
Not the fight we saw.
And break him down. So I wasn't even worried at all. I was out boxing him easy. Well, you gotta realize, I beat this guy with a messed up arm. My arm is messed up. But I don't have no excuse. I don't ever back down to turn out fights.
So it was a harder fight than you anticipated with what you came into the ring with?
With one arm, yes. With one arm, yes. If you want a rematch, we can do it again.
Just days before the fight with Castillo, Mayweather injured his shoulder in training, but he didn't want to risk losing the opportunity by cancelling the fight.
Close to the back, when I hit the back, my arm, I was too close. Threw a punch like this and my arm bent back like this, which, toward the rotator cuff. My arm was killing me. It was hurting so bad. It was like one of the worst feelings I ever had.
I come to his house early Saturday morning, the day of the fight. And I come into his room, and all I could smell was a bunch of being gay. And I'm saying to myself, we getting ready to fight a major fight. What the hell is going on?
I didn't want to let nobody know. And I said, yo, I'm gonna fight because this opportunity may never come again in life.
Hey, Robert Hertrup from Shark Tank. I'm a huge fan. Hey, what is your #1 tip for saving money?
Easy. Pay off your credit card debt as soon as possible. And there's actually a way to do that without paying the full amount.
What if I can't afford to pay more every month?
You actually don't have to pay more. In fact, your monthly payments go down, and they can go down as much.
Castillo had earned his rematch, which would take place at the end of 2002, and this time, Mayweather was fully healthy.
Mayweather's reputation as an untouchable virtuoso was cracked, if not shattered, in the first fight. Can he mend those cracks tonight?
Mayweather, for his part, claimed that his performance in the first fight was adversely affected by a shoulder he injured in training and by 2 broken ribs. He says he's in 100% physical shape for this bout tonight. And Castillo catches him and pins him in the ropes toward the end of the round.
Castillo had vowed to make a quicker start this time around, and his aim was to draw Mayweather into another brawl. And Mayweather's aim was to stay out of range from Castillo. But could he keep it up for the whole fight?
So far, unable to cut off the ring against the niftier footwork of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let's reel to the corner.
You gotta throw combinations. Come on, you gotta feint him. We gotta work. I'm doing trying.
This has become a fight of one punch and get out of there for Mayweather. Later in the round, we see that Castillo lands one punch, and once again, Mayweather is out of there.
Again, in the center of the ring, far from the ropes like this, Floyd Mayweather has big advantages. Well, he's the referee you've often called the best in the world. Good left hooks to the body.
He said that hitting on that white belt for both fighters.
For Mayweather, as Harold has tonight. And all 3 ringside judges gave the next
right ear, left ear. And let me tell you, that could bring on some damage for Castillo if this fight
And at times, inevitably, Castillo tested Mayweather's chin and defense.
Castillo had a chance to follow up with the right, didn't do it. Down shot.
Castillo's got to keep that up.
The crowd favorite is
Lean left hook by Mayweather.
Castillo's left hand. It's Mayweather with momentum now. Castillo seems discouraged. Not going forward, not mounting an attack at this point. Mayweather holding on. Castillo's corner wondering why didn't he do this 3 rounds ago. Mayweather smiling and juking as they come down the stretch.
Mayweather had put on a much improved display, and it seemed that he had earned a victory that was much more clear this time around.
End of the fight.
I had 7-5 for Mayweather. I'm wondering how far we might be off this time.
And still, WBC lightweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd.
You know, a tough opponent, and that's what I was looking for, a tough fight, a good, exciting fight, and that's what he brought tonight. But like I said, I'm looking forward to the bigger paydays, to the bigger fighters out there. Like I said before, I'm the black sheep of boxing. I'm fighting against the odds, but with prayers and God behind me, can't nothing stop me.
What odds are you talking about?
I'm saying, I feel like everybody is against Floyd Mayweather, but you gotta give respect where respect is due. I'm one of the best out there, pound for pound, and I prove myself over and over again. Floyd Mayweather's not ducking or dodging any opponent out there. I'm willing to fight whoever, whenever.
Mayweather had overcome one of the biggest challenges of his career and was now a 2-weight world champion. But could he fight the big names and earn the stardom he was desperately looking for? Floyd Mayweather was now on a mission, and his goal was to attain stardom.
I don't recall a fighter as talented as him who has made less of an impact.
He was dominating everyone put in front of him, but he wanted the mega fights against big names, and few fighters wanted to take the risk.
Well, these guys, they say they want to fight, but then they don't never want to fight. They've been there for the longest.
Well, that has to do.
Floyd Mayweather is willing to fight any fighter from 154 on down. You bring him and I'll take him. You can mark my word to that.
And will that crowd appeal come for Floyd if he continues to win his fights?
It's conceivable if he fights more big fights and fights this way. Never going to reach the plateau of a De La Hoya. That's a rare plateau.
I want to fight the best they got out there. I would love to fight Constantine, Arturo, Gatti, the best out there. And I hear that Shane Mosley is coming down to 147. I hear Oscar De La Hoya is coming down to 147. For Floyd Mayweather is willing to go to 147 and fight Shane Mosley or fight Oscar De La Hoya.
And after Roy Jones Jr. was brutally dethroned by Antonio Tarver in 2004, it was Floyd who was now being upgraded from Prince to king of the pound-for-pound rankings.
I feel so, but I think he has all the ammunition. I really do. I've never seen a guy like punch so fast and pick Roy Jones, but I honestly feel that he's the real deal.
Still, he has not been able to turn that into box office appeal. He has never been able to capitalize on his magic in the ring.
Floyd blamed his promoter Bob Arum of Top Rank for failing to take him to stardom, but Arum felt that Mayweather just needed more patience.
He looks at an Oscar who may make $20 million for a fight and says, why am I only making $3 million? Floyd has to realize his time will come.
Why wouldn't you want to clean that up before you moved up in weight?
Well, I actually fight these guys in the past. I've been trying to get Lascano, Casamayor, Freitas in the past. These guys didn't want to fight me, so I'm finna move up to bigger and better things. I'm looking forward to fighting Arturo Gatti next. That's a big pay-per-view fight for me.
Arturo Thunder Gatti was a fan favorite and was most famous for being in wars, including his historic trilogy with Mickey Ward. It was Gatti who signed to give Mayweather his first pay-per-view appearance in 2005, despite many feeling that Gatti was taking an unnecessary risk.
Why risk all that by fighting Pretty Boy Floyd?
Because it still makes dollars and cents. Gatti, being Gatti, wanted to test himself against one of the best.
his handlers, being handlers, didn't want that fight.
It was around this time when Floyd began to unleash his controversial persona, Flamboyant Floyd, on the big stage, and he believed that this persona could entice casual fans to take more notice of him.
When Floyd was an amateur, he talked about how he wanted to be the bad guy. I said, you could be Sugar Ray Leonard. He said, I don't want to be Sugar Ray Leonard. He said, I want to be the bad guy. People will pay to see the bad guy.
At this fight, it's no longer Playboy Floyd. We got a new name. We call it Flamboyant Floyd Mayweather. You know, because we're gonna take this game to another level and take this whole boxing game to another level. And you know, my lifestyle is flashy, so you know.
Hey, stop training people in person to make money as a personal trainer. It's trash. Go.
Are you ready? Who ready? Because I'm ready. I'm so good I can fight.
Floyd knew that being boastful would entice new fans to take notice.
I'm the best. Can't nobody stop me.
I'm the best fighter in the world. The best fighter ever put on a pair of gloves. I couldn't even tell you who's rated number 2 behind me pound for pound. Because when you at the top, you ain't trying to look back. I like to rock diamonds. I like a lot of cars. I live in a big house. I got shoes for days.
To me, Floyd's a sad case. I mean, this is a guy who really could be the guy now. Good-looking guy, articulate, all the skills, speed, a great story. But instead, it really turned people off.
Well, he's the master of bling bling. He's got all the rings and all the jewelry and the nice cars, and I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah, I got a lot of money. I got millions. I like to party, enjoy life. You know, I like the fighter things. Like, I'm flashy. I like expensive clothes. They see when I pull up. They see them Bentleys. They see them Ferraris. They see that ice. They know how I am. They don't like me. They know I'm cocky.
But Floyd's lifestyle almost cost him the fight, as a legal issue threatened to delay the fight, and the risk was that Gatti would pull out and fight someone else instead.
It's so many club cases. It's crazy.
He was accused in Grand Rapids of participating in a bar fight and kicking somebody in the head.
I'm upset. Mad as hell. Because I pleaded a no contest to something I know I didn't do.
That's his story, that the reason why he pled was because he wanted to fight. He knew if he tried to take it to trial and prove his innocence, then, you know, that would jeopardize the fight, because Gatti has a leverage, because he knows he can sell 12,000 tickets.
He really does not like Arturo Gatti, and he thinks Arturo Gatti put him through the ringer. I think he wants to make him pay because of that.
Floyd was so eager, he agreed to fight in Gatti's hometown.
He was a real fighter. He'd have wanted this fight on mutual grounds. But I ain't the type to cry. I ain't the type to complain.
It's not going to be a happy place for him. He's not going to Disneyland. You know, he's going to hell.
It didn't bother Floyd, who felt that Gatti was not on his level, and he wasn't afraid to let the world know.
I'm going to expose him, because this guy is getting free money. This guy's getting free money. He's fighting nobody. He's fighting bums.
Floyd Mayweather has won his fights doing one thing, fighting the Mayweather style. Tucking the chin and hand speed, good. Not knocking him for that. But what happens when he has to change and do something different? The Minx ain't gonna help you, your friends can't help you. His uncle can't help him, can't nobody help him.
Everywhere I go, in this place, in this room, I can see Mayweather. I can't wait till the 25th. I would like to make this fight go 12 rounds and beat the living shit out of him. He deserves a good spanking. He's a little boy, he forgets about that. I just want to punish him. I really want to hurt him.
I'm a true champion. I'm willing to go to his turf in Atlantic City. I'm going to step on him. I'm going to crush him. Y'all can mark my word to this. I'm going to crush him. He's a C-plus fighter. I'm an A-plus fighter. Come Saturday night next week, all the fans tune in because I'm going to dominate. The fans in Atlantic City can't get in there fight for him. I'm going to dominate. I'm going to dog this fighter.
Right down to Floyd's ring walk. Floyd turned his first pay-per-view experience into an entertaining spectacle.
Floyd Mayweather, in a way, loves to be hated.
With another one bites the dust, the worst music you could possibly find to antagonize him.
39 pounds. Professional record, a perfect one. Hitting 30 knockouts with 6 defeats and 2 world titles.
It's great to want to be great.
Floyd Mayweather believes he is. Gatti wants to find out if he is.
Floyd pounced on the opportunity instantly.
To land something solid early to make the point to Floyd. And Floyd hits Arturo with a left hook on the break, and now there's a knockdown in round one.
Here you see Floyd jump in with a hook. Gatti got low, his head was on Gatti. He hit him first while he was down. Referee comes like he's gonna come in. He's waiting for the referee to say something about him, hit him while he's down like that, and Floyd hits him with another hook.
I can't blame Mayweather. He took advantage of the Gatti. To my view, Roy, hasn't landed a single body punch. That's a very bad sign.
And that's what Buddy just told him. You're not going to the body, and that's because of his fans.
Getting brutal in there as Mayweather fires at will.
He see Floyd land a straight right hand, left jab, another straight right hand, another left jab, another straight right hand, just didn't miss, giving Gatti fans a chance to see something what they came to see.
Straight right hand by Mayweather twists Gatti's head around. And at this rate, the question is, how long will Arturo be able to see Mayweather's punches?
Too much hands. Oh, body shot. Body shot. Hurt rolls Arturo.
Buddy McGirt keeps telling Gatti not to worry. This is humiliating. Mayweather promised exactly this. He promised he would humiliate Arturo Gatti before his fans. Very difficult to watch.
After 6 rounds of torture, the fight was stopped.
I'm not sure Buddy McGirt wants to let it. An easy TKO victory.
Virtuoso victory.
Performance. Now here's the problem. Who in the world will fight him?
I'm glad that he just gave me the opportunity. He was tough. You know, I boxed, stuck to the game plan, and got the victory. But he's still tough. He still can become world champion again.
You said before the fight he's a paper champion. Why do you want that paper championship?
I never said, man, that's all about strategy. We just talk. That's what fighters do. Arturo Gatti is Thunder Gatti. This is his hometown. I just appreciate the fans in Atlantic City for letting me come here and fight.
So you're going to raise that paper championship high?
Extremely high. I'm just looking forward to giving fans more fights like this on pay-per-view.
Thank you.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day 1, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime.
How can you keep him off the top of the pound-for-pound list, and who's going to fight him?
There's no way to really keep him off the top of that list. I mean, he truly is the best fighter out there right now. There are people that always want to fight the best because you got to beat the best in order to beat the best. So if guys want to be the best, they got to see Floyd.
Floyd was now at the top of the game, and perhaps better for him, he was now fighting in a new era of top fighters who would want to fight him so they could get to the top. There were fighters like Miguel Cotto on the rise, Ricky Hatton, who beat Castillo, but it was Zab Judah who got the call-up, so the two would fight for the IBF welterweight championship in 2006. But because Zab had just lost his WBC welterweight title in a close split decision against Carlos Baldomir, there were some who weren't happy with the matchup.
I'm the best out there in the boxing game, and you know it. I
tell you what, Floyd, you're not the champ at 140. I know that. I don't have to be a professional fighter to know that. You're not, and if you win this fight, you're not the champ at 147. He just lost in the ring to Carlos Baldomir. The guy couldn't afford the sanctioning fees for all 3 belts. How could you possibly think that?
We tried to get the fight with Baldomir, and he bid himself out. You know I would have loved that fight.
You know what? I know who the champ is. Hey, who beat Castillo? Who beat Castillo? Let me ask you the question. Hey, would you fight Ricky Hatton in Vegas if the split wasn't in your favor?
I would fight Ricky Hatton anywhere. I'll fight Ricky Hatton in your backyard.
But even if if the split wasn't in your favor, would you say, all right, he priced himself out, or would you take it to say, I got to fight for junior welter title?
Give me my props where the props is deserved. Give me the number 1 guy. If the number 1 guy don't want to fight, I move to the number 2. Baldomir don't want to fight.
What about Ricky Hatton?
We had a chance to fight Baldomir.
What about Ricky Hatton, the champion of junior welter?
I asked him to go over to England and fight Ricky Hatton. His dad said his son is not ready for me yet. I never ducked or dodged no opponents. Whoever they put in front of me, I have beat.
Because like I said before, this is the biggest fight of my career. This is a stepping stone. Trying to go to that next level.
Floyd Mayweather is so-called best. Oh, he is. So bring him to me, and I can prove you wrong. Press conference. Mayweather has a ton of respect for me. You know what I'm saying? Usually, Mayweather gets in press conferences and he puts his hand in God's face. He talk junk to them. He call them all kind of names. But today we didn't see that Mayweather. My hands are just as fast as Mayweather's. You know what I'm saying? And I hit twice as hard as him. So the question is, how is Mayweather gonna be able to hold me back?
I'm fighting to become 4-time world champion in 4 different weight classes, and I'm also fighting to keep my pound-for-pound ranking.
But I'm going to take an unbelievable effort by Zab Judah to get him tonight.
Keep your punches up. Obey my commands at all times.
The first few rounds saw a display of strategic genius between the two, with Zab slightly edging Mayweather out.
Tangling up here. You can get a knee tweaked on something like that. Stop it. If you believe that claim, that's up to you. But the Judahs haven't been anywhere this week. Get bet up to 6-1. So probably the majority of the people in this house have a couple dollars on Mayweather. Left hand for Judah. Nice counter left by Judah. He does open up. Mayweather will be there to counter. Nice left. Big left hand. Probably the best shot Mayweather's taken in quite some time.
From round 5 onwards, the tide turned and Mayweather was firmly in control of the fight.
For the first time in the
Another
fight.
right hand and a left hook. Judah's getting hit here.
Listen, keep walking to the motherfucker like I told you. Don't stop walking. You had his ass then.
Some fights where Zab pinned Judah caught Mayweather on the end of that right hand. No effect. First 3 or 4 rounds of this fight.
He's getting one upside the head. Now he sticks out his tongue. Right hand. He might want to consider getting out. I really do. But when they worked on him in the corner.
In a moment of frustration, Zab Judah fought dirty and all hell broke loose in the ring.
That was coming. The great equalizer, Alan. The great equalizer. That's an extremely low shot. On his left leg. Roger Mayweather and Yoel Judah in the ring. A fight breaking out between the trainers. This is a horrible sight, Alan.
The madness led to his angry uncle, Roger, being removed from the ring, and Floyd would be without his trainer for the remainder of the fight.
I'm going under the table. We've got beer being thrown around the arena. It's complete mayhem in there.
Floyd himself had kept his cool, and after the mayhem subsided, the bout continued just where it left off.
I would have stopped him. Yeah, listen. Just looking for a way out, but don't worry about that. Go back to doing what you're doing.
I saw two or three different Judahs in the ring today. Good point. And I think there are
just for the story. Floyd did a good job here.
Excellent performance by Floyd Mayweather. Virtuoso.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with.
Soon after winning his 4th divisional title, his career would be changed forever. After years of being frustrated with his promoter Bob Arum, Mayweather decided to leave Top Rank so that he could form his own promotional company and be his own boss.
What happened with me, I could have fought pay-per-view a long time ago. But I had a promoter that didn't believe in me. They had me playing the background.
And their whole focus was Oscar De La Hoya. He was the cash cow.
You know, I never cried and complained. What I did is said, now I continue to beat these fighters. Eventually, the world will see. And eventually, I'll be a household name.
And I said, you know what? We need to, I need to be promoted in different areas. He will only promote you in the Hispanic communities. And I said, me, myself, I want to be promoted everywhere.
Not too familiar with the African American market, which Floyd wanted to be in the African American market, promoting to an Hispanic market with him. Oscar was the pay-per-view star.
But that never happened, so one day I went to him, I went and got a cashier's check from one of my accounts. I think it was like $750,000.
So it took time. But then, once I got away from the promoter, once I got away from Top Rank, a company that that was the best thing in my career, to get away from Top Rank.
When I got free and became my own boss,
I done things my way.
We formed Mayweather Promotions, and that was the best move he could have ever made.
In his next fight, Floyd decided to take on Carlos Baldomir, who had beaten Zab Judah and previously destroyed Arturo Gatti. Baldomir had been unbeaten for 8 years, and if Floyd could beat him, he would become the unified world champion, silencing the critics who felt that Floyd had to beat the guy who many considered to be the legitimate champion if he wanted recognition as a 4-weight world champion. And the fight would be without his uncle Roger Mayweather, as Roger was serving a short-term prison sentence.
Stay off the ropes, keep fighting, and keep checking them. That's all you have to do.
Baldomir was no match for Floyd's skills, and Mayweather put on a perfect, purist performance. But after hurting his hand in the fight, Floyd failed to deliver the action that critics were looking for.
I don't see anybody roaring, but where's the drama?
And Mayweather greenback. A mixed response from the crowd after a whitewash domination of Baldomir by Mayweather.
Through it, I hurt my right hand, probably in the 6th round. I pulled through it, my team rooted me on, my fans rooted me on, and I just went out there and put on a boxing clinic.
Well, booing, there were people leaving after the 10th and 11th round. I want your response.
Well, never give me the credit I really deserve. You're good at commentating, so stick to commentating. It's more like this. Don't always be a critic and be so negative. Let's be positive. I'm the best. I beat fighters under any circumstances. I can pull through it. Larry Merchant is just a commentator. He don't know nothing about boxing.
Are you looking forward to fighting Oscar De La Hoya? Do you think this fight will get him into the ring with you?
Well, absolutely. Oscar De La Hoya said that he wants the best. He want to leave out fighting the best. Bring it on, I'll tax that ass too.
Thank you very much.
Heading into 2007, Mayweather was on the cusp of securing a mega fight, and the dance partner he wanted to tango with was the living legend Oscar De La Hoya.
He's won a lot of champions. He won a lot of championships. I won a lot of championships. So if he want to go out on top, this is a fight that I truly believe should happen.
The reigning, defending, 2-time super welterweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya had been the most popular fighter of the last decade. He was boxing's first 6-weight world champion, having won titles from lightweight to middleweight 10 times. With a record of 38-4, he had taken on every top fighter in his generation. He had fought Julio Cesar Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, Shane Mosley, Bernard Hopkins, Felix Trinidad, and the list went on.
So much for the notion that De La Hoya didn't have the power to knock my organ out.
But beating Mayweather would be the biggest triumph of his illustrious career, and Mayweather on the other hand was chasing his 5th divisional title 9 years after winning his first one. And interestingly, Mayweather Sr. had been training Oscar for the last 6 years and had struck a magical partnership that rejuvenated the career of the Golden Boy.
Look, man, you can knock this little bitch out right now.
My best trainer I've ever had was Floyd Sr. I was my old self, when the first bell rang, it's like the instincts kick in. He inspired me, he gave motivation, he would yell at me, but that's what I needed. I was already established.
The trainer that he is, what he's teaching me, no other trainer can do it. My physical is much stronger. I can last more rounds. I guarantee you I will not fade away in the last round because of my physical conditioning that Mayweather has given me.
And it seemed as if we may see father versus son.
Now, if your dad is training Oscar and you challenge Oscar, hey, he threw a challenge out there at me too.
But with Mayweather Sr. requesting $2 million for the fight and Oscar questioning his killer instinct, Oscar opted against hiring Floyd Sr. Oscar decided to hire Freddie Roach instead, who was a more offensive-minded coach.
It's his son who I'm fighting, and if he was training me, I wouldn't have that same passion, from him.
We know this guy his main asset is speed, but we gotta kind of set traps for this guy. Your boxing ability, he's never seen anyone like you before. He hasn't faced an opponent like you ever in his life.
Oscar felt that he could defeat Floyd with the skills that Floyd's father had taught him, but Floyd was not bothered with what Oscar may have learnt from his father.
And he was so crazy about my daddy, and my daddy taught him so much. But why he get so cheap when it came to his biggest fight? If my dad was in this corner, my dad couldn't tell him how to beat me because my dad never seen me take an L before. So how can you tell somebody how to beat somebody who haven't took a loss before?
Another interesting storyline between the fighters was that De La Hoya had been the focus of Bob Arum whilst the two were fighting for top rank, and he was the reason why Floyd never got the attention he wanted at the company. But this would be the first mega fight in which both fighters were their own bosses, as Oscar was now promoting himself too under the banner of Golden Boy Promotions. However, Mayweather allowed De La Hoya to call all the shots, knowing that this fight would be the biggest of his career.
I mean, to get this guy to sign the contract, we have to go through hell. Of course, anything just to get this guy to sign the contract and make the fight happen, let's do it, and we done it. I agreed to everything Oscar De La Hoya wanted. Everything. Because he's the A side, and I had to respect it. He chose the weight. He chose the gloves. He chose the arena. Basically, he chose everything. He chose the judges. He chose the referee. And my job was to show up, do what I have to do, so I can become the A side and call those same shots that Oscar De La Hoya called when we faced each other.
And after the fight was officially announced, one of the best promotional tours in boxing history had begun, and Mayweather was relentless with his trash talking, looking to frustrate De La Hoya on the big stage.
We got champions galore here.
Oh yeah. I think Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He knows he's a good fighter, and he's been in there with a hell of a fighters. But I mean, he's never been in there with a guy like a pretty boy Floyd. You know, I'm the top dog. I'm the honcho. 37 have failed, and then you can mark my word to this. And if he believe in himself, like I believe in myself, I bet all my money that I got in my bank account and on this fight that he won't win.
I'll tell you one thing. I mean, the reason why I'm letting them talk is because the motivation is just. Wait. I think I stained your shoes of motivation's oozing out of them.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It's on.
You know, that's what I'll make them do. I'm gonna bust that ass. You know it. You know what it is. I don't say nothing. You put him in front of me and I'll beat him. I'm the top dog in the sport. That's why I'm facing. I lay back in the cut and be easy. Once I got his name on that contract, that's all I had. Then I can get loose. Like I really want to get loose. Hi, my name is Oscar De La Hoya. I'm gonna do this. You ain't gonna do shit.
Believe me, come May 5th,
he ain't gonna do
give you something to cry about.
He ain't gonna do nothing.
Sit down. Sit down.
Oscar, sign it. Come on, Oscar. Let me sign it. Let me sign it for you.
I'm gonna make it a rough and tough fight come May 5th.
I'm so scared.
Can we get a stare down, please?
You ain't tough. You ain't tough.
Stop it.
You ain't tough. You don't scare me, man. I'm a beast, man. I'm the top dog of this.
It looked like you were trying to make him a little uncomfortable, though. You're getting right up in his face. How much of this is selling, and how much is it? No, I'm going to make this guy uncomfortable.
I'm going to make both. We got to sell this fight, and I'm going to make this guy uncomfortable. May 5th, by the fight pay-per-view. Pretty Boy Floyd versus the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya. The world awaits. I mean, it's going to be a pay-per-view extravaganza, so buy the fight.
This fight marked a major turning point in the marketing of fights. HBO televised a new reality TV show called 24/7 that detailed the training camps and personalities of each fighter, and perhaps unsurprisingly, due to Mayweather's desire for fame, the idea had come from Mayweather's team.
Come on up here, Oscar. Bring Oscar up here. There you go.
The show allowed Mayweather to take his trash-talking antics to new heights.
He's the villain in rap music. I'm the villain in boxing. I tell him like this. I'm at the top. When I'm at the top, I ain't trying to look at who's behind me. I'm leading the way. You talk about 24/7, he boring. Extremely boring. Who the want to hear about some cappuccino? Who the want to hear about some bucket dogs? They want to see controversy. This is America. It's my job. There's no pressure on me. I know what I got to go out there and do. I know what it takes. I'm not even worried. I'm getting that cash. I'm whooping that. And that boy, he living that flag.
And it was in this show that Mayweather iconically revealed his new brand, Money Mayweather. It was perfect. Mayweather knew that every culture in the world could relate to money, whether they would love him or hate him for it. His antics would entice casual fans into watching the fight, even if it was just to see him lose.
It's Floyd. My name is Floyd. My name is Floyd. My name is Money Mayweather. America is built on two things: controversy and money. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a green thing. 40, 50, like 64,000.
Every punch I throw,
I'm gonna beat you.
every round I go,
You will never be able to beat me.
just thinking about Mayweather.
It's a good guy, bad guy fight, you know, and we know who the bad guy is, and we know who the good guy is.
Floyd has no problem with accepting and embracing the villain role, because at the end of the day, but he's also the banker.
Right now, people that's at home say, I'm gonna pay to see that kid get his kid. Say what you wanna say about me. He know he gonna get beat. It's how he gonna get beat. That's what he better worry about.
You wanna talk your trash? We'll see.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
You've watched the show. I mean, has he gotten under your skin at all at this point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all about, you know, making sure your opponent gets under your skin. As long as he doesn't get inside your head, that's, you know, fine and dandy with me. Made me train hard, and that's what we wanted. Come May 5th, it's going to be me and him up in that ring, and, you know, we'll have to deal with it. So whatever I bring to the table, he'll have to deal with, and whatever he brings to the table, I'll have to deal with. So it's going to be pretty interesting to watch.
And May 5th, you're gonna see the same Floyd Mayweather. I mean, in tremendous shape, 150, 151, looking good, feeling good. My team is ready to go, and I'm pretty sure Oscar's team is ready to go.
The promotion of this fight contributed to what would become the richest fight in boxing history, breaking livegate records and pay-per-view numbers. The fight generated $18 million at the gate, breaking the record set by Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, and 2.4 million homes purchased the fight on pay-per-view, beating the former record held by Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. So after years of climbing the mountain, Mayweather's chance for global respect had come. But how would he perform on the big stage?
But De La Hoya has been a welterweight or junior middleweight, he's even fought at middleweight for 10 years. Mayweather has just fought one legitimate, strong welterweight in his last fight.
He has donned a Mexican sombrero and will apparently walk to the ring. Well, when Uncle Roger used to do it, it was certainly to taunt the crowd, a role which Floyd has cultivated for himself. In another era in the sport, this fight would have taken place in an outdoor stadium with a crowd of 90,000 people. It is a mark of boxing's current economic scene.
For the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. A perfect professional record consisting of 37 fights. Ready, boy! Floyd Mayweather, the reigning, defending Super Welterweight Champion of the World, De La Hoya!
Mayweather lusts after De La Hoya's stardom. De La Hoya lusts after Mayweather's status. Will we get spontaneous combustion?
As expected, with Oscar being the bigger guy, Oscar started the fight as the aggressor, trying to muscle Floyd into corners so he could unleash barrages of body punches.
He landed a right cross lead, moved away. Right hand across the top for De La Hoya, excites the crowd, and immediately De La Hoya begins.
I've always said Oscar's key was his jab, and he's not using his jab at all. Just trying to walk in and shoot.
Across the top against Floyd Mayweather. There's another straight right hand, landing for De La Hoya, and a jab, and a right hand again, and the crowd.
With Oscar's aggression, Floyd had to bring out all of his defensive wizardry to make punches miss, and he would slip in single shots when he saw critical windows of opportunity.
They landed enough to make the point that he's landing punches while Floyd is throwing.
He's winning.
Box numbers, which is slightly favored with his right arm. Now the left hook lands upstairs.
The fight was fairly competitive after the first 3 rounds.
Stop thinking too much, because when he thinks too much, he's playing right into Mayweather's hand. When he lets the punches go, he does very well. Hoping that the weight size and the strength will wear him down as the fight goes on.
And again, here at the beginning of round 4, we see Mayweather landing the cleaner shots.
And that has helped the power.
There are the body shots, and there is a sustained attack to the body like nothing you've seen in De La Hoya's career. Straight right hand lead for Mayweather. Tremendously effective with that punch.
Oscar was pressing the action, but it was Floyd who was landing punches with more accuracy.
He's beginning to tire and throwing a lot of punches, but I don't think it's been effective.
But right now the fight is happening, and there it's a very close fight. We don't really know yet.
He uses that punch increasingly down the stretch of those fights in which he's comfortable and confident. Across the top, puts De La Hoya on the defensive as soon as they're in the middle of the ring. And Mayweather is trying to knock Oscar out with a right hand.
At the halfway point, the action grew as Floyd decided to take a risk and fight at close range.
As Vernon Forrest did to Shane Mosley, that's not working as well. So once again, De La Hoya short with the right hand, but gets in a left. And again, they're near the ropes. De La Hoya gets to make the last little statement of round 6.
Good round.
Good body shot by Mayweather. And he punches around. He fights in staccato bursts. He likes it that way. De La Hoya trying to pressure. Well, once again, Oscar being more active, setting up the assault with the jab. Hoya has stopped using the jab, and Floyd is picking his shots again.
No, but De La Hoya is picking them off.
Looking for one definitive rally down the stretch of the round.
Heading into the last few rounds, Oscar began to fade and Mayweather began to take control.
Mayweather beginning to operate like a surgeon. 10 rounds finished, 2 rounds to go. Vargas, who was tiring that night.
But that didn't mean that Oscar had given up.
Hard right hand by De La Hoya. His most effective punch in 3 rounds. Crowd tried to root Oscar into position.
And the younger man appears to be winning the argument.
And right up until the end, both fighters gave it their all.
That Cinco de Mayo is becoming Mayweather.
Fighting even after this. And where does Mayweather go from this pinnacle? They fight to the finish and please the crowd. A better fight than a lot of people anticipated. Floyd Mayweather Sr. can be proud of his son and of the fighter he's trained for the last 7 years.
The fight was competitive, but most spectators agreed on the winner.
Winner by split decision and new WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World.
It was a hell of a fight. That's what the fans wanted. I told the fans it's gonna get a good fight, so we gave him a good fight. That's what you call a masterpiece. You know, he one of the best fighters in our era, and I showed you what I could do to one of the best fighters in our era. I'm still retiring after this fight. I proved myself in the sport. 6-time world champion, 5 different weight classes. Came into the fight today wearing 148. They said I couldn't do it. And you seen the welterweight beat the junior middleweight today.
After 11 years of fighting, he had his first mega fight win, and he was now ready to walk away from the sport, or so he claimed.
Are you looking to start your own business? Well, look no further than busy.com. Right now, we'll complete your LLC filing free. You just cover the state fee. Just provide us some basic info about your business and location, then select the plan with all the features and resources you need, from free registered agent service to a business banking account. With Busy, you don't just get a great offer, you get total peace of mind. So what are you waiting for? Launch your LLC in minutes with Busy. Get started today.
After his victory over Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather finally attained the fame he was looking for, scoring multiple televised appearances and becoming a household name.
I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I'm the #1 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
He threatened to retire, but now he was able to command major paydays if he continued to fight. And he soon agreed to fight again, even going into training whilst being on the TV show Dancing with the Stars.
I can fight a championship fight, and I can dance with the stars. This is something that's never been done before in history.
Floyd Mayweather and Karina Boom Boom Smirnoff.
Floyd was wiggling his way into new audiences, literally, and was doing the promotional work to grow his name that his former bosses failed to do. Back to the business of fighting, Mayweather decided to fight Englishman Ricky Hatton.
I think you saw more action in these 4 rounds than you saw the value for money in Floyd's whole career. I'll just leave it at that.
When Hatton made the comment that he made on HBO, Floyd looked at me and said, "Make the fucking fight happen."
Floyd's goal was now to cash in on another mega fight, which was a more attractive option than fighting the smaller name champions. With the support that Ricky received from his hometown of England, this promised to be another pay-per-view extravaganza. And once again, Floyd brought out his controversial side in the build-up, showing an intriguing clash between their personalities.
300,000 on the pinky, 600,000 on the neck.
Look at me tailor-made suit, $3,000. Who gives a shit? He's a good fighter. Everybody knows he's a good fighter, but you don't have to keep telling us. I beat him, I beat him, I beat him. We know Floyd. Change the record.
You talk, I said what I had to say. Let me tell you what you to my body. Oh! Now he wanna get behind camera and talk trash. Man, these boys easy work. These boys can't beat me. 10 years, boys, yeah. The truth.
Probably half the British fans probably feel like they know me, and half of them probably do.
So Mayweather, goodbye. Nice knowing you, but it's all over now. Hatton's going to kick your butt.
If he beats me, he'll have earned it. But he won't.
He hadn't got. Put him way loud.
He thinks he just has to turn up to win. Big reality shot.
I'm able to counterpunch on the move. That's when you get a complete fighter, and that's what I am. I'm a complete fighter. He gonna play his A game and get his what? No, man. It's 24/7. You can tell them shit. He gonna get that ass check. Your mouth can body check. Your ass can't cash. We know he come one way. We know he come straight ahead throwing a hook. That's it.
I've got everything to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he's got everything to lead me a merry dance at times. Will he stop me coming? I don't think he will.
Mayweather, huge right hand, and then the back thing not called.
The fight itself was just as entertaining as the build-up. Floyd surprisingly fought in close range with the British brawler, which many didn't expect, and eventually he knocked Hatton out in 10 rounds.
Left hook drops him, his legs are still up there, Floyd knows it. This is the beginning of the end.
You won't let him off.
Now he is all over.
Floyd Mayweather puts the stamp on his greatness.
What is your feeling right now about the future?
Now I need a vacation. I'm not trying to call out no welterweights. I've done what I had to do in the sport. I accomplished what I had to accomplish. Now it's time for me to become a promoter.
Soon after the fight, Mayweather vacated his belts to take a long break whilst he considered retirement, but that didn't stop him from building on the fame of his global brand.
Floyd, you want publicity? Come take on the big show.
I accept. He's surrounded. Whoa, there you go. And Mayweather wins the match. Literally the biggest victory of his career.
And in his absence, new contenders fought for the space left on the throne. But it was Filipino Manny Pacquiao, a rising great who was storming through boxing's weight divisions, who occupied the seat.
Where does the spotlight fall? Right here. Vicious finishers in the sport.
And he too gained global respect when he brutally retired Oscar de la Hoya after 8 rounds. And on the day of Pacquiao's next big fight against Ricky Hatton, Mayweather announced that after a year and a half of retirement, he was coming back for his old crown.
You know, I'm the king. I left on top, came back on top. You know, I'm here to fight and reclaim what's mine. Well, tonight, any man can win. It's a gamble, once again. But when you're betting on Floyd Mayweather, that's for sure money. So when you ask me, I tell you, put your money under your mattress and keep it to July 18th.
Pacquiao knocked Hatton out in 2 rounds.
Oh my gosh, what a straight knockout. No way. That is that. What an amazing knockout shot. That is the most spectacular shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career.
Immediately, it had the world wondering what would happen if these two mega forces were to meet in the ring.
Are you really the last person to find out about this skip ads forever button? This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because
It's truly a blessing. Boxing is something that I love to do. And I missed, I can honestly say I miss the fans, I miss the atmosphere. There's a lot of things that I miss, you know, in the sport of boxing. So, you know, I'm back to the sport and I'm back to just be the best that I can be.
Back to work.
When I retired, my body needed a chance to heal. Just needed a chance to heal. And I think I needed to find myself just personally to step back and just find out who you are as a person. And boxing still was in me.
I kind of knew he was going to come back anyway. He came back because he missed the sport. I know how fighters is. They love that lamplight. Any other athlete that's good or great, they all come back.
The welterweight landscape that Mayweather was coming back to was one that was very competitive, with no definitive king amongst the division.
That was a knockdown.
But after Manny Pacquiao's demolition of Ricky Hatton, many boxing pundits felt that he was the guy to end Mayweather's undefeated record.
Mayweather will get punished, and I think he will go down. I think he has got no shot against this guy.
That might be a little strong to say no shot, considering that Mayweather's never lost. I'll give you right now that Pac-Man just is in his prime, and we don't know what Mayweather we're going to get. We can assume he's just going to come back and be the guy he was when he fights Marquez, but we don't know that for sure. And Pacquiao's a special guy. Mayweather can't beat at this point. I just don't see.
However, it was one Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao's nemesis, who called Mayweather out, and Mayweather accepted.
Down goes Diaz.
Knocked out by a great old fighter.
Absolutely.
In Marquez's fight with Pacquiao, Pacquiao's knockdowns helped salvage a draw in the first fight and a Pacquiao split decision win in the second.
But he's going straight back.
But many fans felt that Marquez had outboxed Pacquiao for the majority of the overall rounds in those fights.
More effective in this.
And despite Marquez being a freeweight champ and the #2 ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world, this still didn't satisfy all of the critics.
He called me out. He called me out. Class. All right, how about Manny Pacquiao?
If he wanted, he can get it. Have Pacquiao been knocked out twice?
Yeah, when he was like 112 pounds.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Who's beat me?
Nobody's beaten you yet,
That's all I
Floyd.
want to know. If Pacquiao's in front of me and it's time to fight Pacquiao, then I'll take care of that also.
At this point, Mayweather had fought so hard to be at the top of the mountain.
The thing about Floyd Mayweather is I'm an entertainer, period. Money Mayweather is a character. And when you're a real entertainer, when you're a mega superstar, you can go to other things and blow up and make things happen.
And his cocky persona that earned him stardom was the same persona that was now making the boxing world want to see his downfall. But in the 24/7 series before the fight, Mayweather showed that he also did have a humble side.
We do what we're supposed to do for our American citizens. Anytime. I'm blessed to be in this position that I can give back, and I love to give back. You gotta have your own mind. Be the best at whatever you're striving for. Just be the best. But y'all gotta believe. I can't believe for y'all.
And now Floyd was ready to come back and show the boxing world that he was the best.
Boxing is what I do. I lace up my boots, I put on my fly shorts, and I fight. Just like that, you dig?
The fight was scheduled to take place at 144 pounds, but Floyd came in 2 pounds overweight and was fined $600,000. After 21 months off, it was time to step back in the ring.
I know this guy's gonna bring his A game, he's gonna fight hard, but I'm gonna be smart, be intelligent, and just be the best Floyd Mayweather.
The 3 weight divisions, but is this a step too far? The most high-profile sporting comeback of 2009.
Marquez started off hard, but it was Mayweather who made the most meaningful start.
This is straight right hand. Mayweather's his also. And there's a knockdown on a left.
Floyd landed his left hook, and you can see his left hook is way more powerful than Marquez.
Advantage because it seems to have known
Mayweather's speed and skill. He moves from a punch, counters and lands a punch, and gets away from him.
And as the rounds went by, Mayweather's sharpness began to totally take over.
Hoping to get counted with a left.
outthinking Marquez by such a margin. There's the being a mismatch of skill, and against Juan Manuel Marquez, that's saying something.
Marquez cannot seem to hold off anything that Mayweather's doing pretty much.
What a return to the sport. 21 months off, and he's better than ever.
After securing a clear decision win, everyone wanted to know who was next.
Sugar Shane Mosley, what are the possibility that we see that fight in the near future?
Shane Mosley is one hell of a fighter. I'm not scared of Shane Mosley. I'm not scared of no.
I mean, the fans want to say, great fight, me and Money Mayweather.
It's like, wait. I'll come up there and interrupt you when you're doing your interview. Don't disrespect me. Respect me.
Manny Pacquiao. I thought that would get your attention.
The thing is this. I'm going to do the talk because you do too much talking. The thing is this. Okay, then. Put it back down this year. I really
Why shop at Enterprise Car Sales? If you know, you know. With exceptional customer service, thousands of quality used vehicles, and a buying experience that puts you in control, Enterprise makes it easy. And now you know.
Floyd, your performance, its effectiveness, exceeded even the most optimistic expectations of your greatest admirers at ringside.
Well, I felt good last Saturday, and the main thing that I wanted to do is just go out and display my skills and just be the best that I can be in the sport of boxing. And, after the 2-year layoff, I came back, but I think I could still improve, and I feel that I still can get better.
Other future possible opponents would include Manny Pacquiao if he beats Miguel Cotto, Cotto if he beats Pacquiao, Mosley himself. Where do you lean?
Well, it's really, like I said before, it's not about the money. It's for the love of the sport. I love the sport of boxing, but of course, it got to make business sense.
After a brilliant performance, some of the critics felt that the fact that Marquez jumped up in weight invalidated the value of his performance.
What does that mean? So what? That doesn't mean nothing. If you ain't fighting nobody, nobody's gonna beat you.
So what are you doing? I'm not talking to nobody.
Yes, you are.
You don't hear Miguel Cotto calling me out. You don't hear Pacquiao calling me out.
Oh, they'd all love to fight.
Sugar Shane calling you out.
Man, Marquez was a fat old man, 36 with 17 extra pounds.
So heading into 2012, negotiations got underway for a match with Manny Pacquiao, who had just beaten Miguel Cotto. But then, negotiations hit a crucial roadblock over drug testing, and the fight was called off.
As a promoter, you start realizing, wait a minute here, this fight's gonna take a while.
In 2010, Mayweather signed to fight Shane Mosley. 10 years prior, in 1999, Mosley initially turned down a fight with Floyd, and again in 2006, when Mosley had a toothache. But by now, Floyd felt uneasy over the fact that despite being boxing's most wanted, he still wasn't given his credit.
All roads leads to Floyd Mayweather. That's why every fighter is, they chasing me. Yeah, I mean, if I fight Mosley, he want a rematch, I give him a rematch. After this, then if Pacquiao won it, he can get it too. Like I said before, it's so many different fights. Once I beat him, it's always an excuse.
But perhaps beating Mosley would get him credit, as Mosley was a future Hall of Famer and was coming off of a crushing victory over Antonio Margarito and was ranked as one of the best welterweights in the world. And many critics felt that this was a solid test to Mayweather's invincibility.
You know, I beat Margarito. I want to show the world that I'm the best.
Hey, how many ways are there to beat Shane Mosley? 5 ways. How about Floyd Mayweather? 0. Thank you. No doubt about it.
There are 5 ways to beat Shane Mosley. There are no ways to beat Floyd Mayweather. You tell me who's gonna win.
The press conference matched the excited vibe of the fans, and the fight was preceded by a 24/7 series where both fighters went back and forth with each other.
He runs his mouth and says, I'm the best of the best in best history. At some point, you have to back that up.
I'm doing Shane Mosley a favor. I'm letting him share the ring with greatness. Kid is so desperate. I made more money in my last 2 fights than you made in your whole career. It's more like this. Some people are talented and some people are gifted.
My nephew truly believes he is the greatest thing in the sport of boxing, period.
Someone can say, oh, he said that he's better than Muhammad Ali. Yep, I'm better than Muhammad Ali. Shane Mosley, I don't take that away from you, Shane. You're talented. I'm God gifted.
And when he whoop him, I guess everybody else gonna say it too.
Yep, I'm better than Sugar Ray Robinson. I would never say there's another fighter better than me.
Not surprisingly, Mosley's coach also knew the stature of the task they were facing.
Shane's gonna come out and hit Floyd in the mouth, and Floyd is gonna sprout a tail and turn into a dragon in the ring.
And notably, this fight would include drug testing for both fighters, which was even more relevant due to the fact that Mosley had been caught using drugs before.
You don't know what these fighters are taking.
Shane got in trouble for steroids. I didn't, because I ain't never done nothing.
There's no more. Steroids, that's what my career was built on. Yeah, that's not the case. But they want to try to put that stress on me in 2010.
How many fights Shane has won in the past? Because we know in the past that, you know, Shane was using enhancement drugs. That's something that we do know. Hard work and dedication. No HGH, no steroids.
But this also allowed Mayweather to make a clear statement to all future opponents that drug testing was his expectation now before a fight.
We clean the sport up. Blood collected, urine collected, and the check collected. Just make a stand for something that I truly believe is right.
And at the pre-fight face-off that HBO newly introduced, both fighters continued their trash talk face-to-face.
Come May 1st, he gonna have to make me respect his skills. He gonna have to make me respect it because...
Well, the air has been cleared already because I want to be put up there so people know that I'm the best welterweight out there.
I'm saying, I mean, that's what you're here to try to do. I mean, that's what they are. I mean, that's what you're here to, no disrespect, but that's what you're here to try to do.
You'll find that out.
Okay.
It's it. It's got to symbolize Mayweather's first loss.
Okay.
May 1st.
I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, so, you know, UFC May 1st.
Does in the ring, from a boxing purist standpoint, is more than pretty.
Rules in the dressing room. Okay. I expect a clean, tough fight.
What are we going to get tonight?
Round 1 begins.
After a competitive first round, Mosley sent shockwaves through the arena in round 2.
It looks wound up and tight. There's a hard right hand, and that may be the hardest punch that Floyd Mayweather has taken in recent years. He could have just the right moment. There's another right hand.
His head behind his shoulder.
Just as Mosley's coach predicted, Mosley did land that big punch, but could Mayweather recover?
He stepped it up in round 3 to respond to Mosley's assault with a couple of right hands.
He's able to throw it that much. And basically, Shane is looking old.
After taking that big punch, Mayweather told Shane he'd have to kill him to stop him, and instantly he took over the fight.
Respect for Shane's punching power.
That's a power shot.
Now those are good shots.
Two fighters are talking to each other. And while Shane's talking, Mayweather hits him with a left along with Mosley. They are chatting with each other in the middle of the ring. You can bet it's not friendly.
While you see Shane complaining, he gets hit with a right. Roll the shoulder, come back.
And surprisingly, it was Mayweather who began to walk Shane down, looking for the finish.
Floyd Mayweather's skill level is at this moment unique.
You have a fighter. He took the blood and the urine test. All I want to do is be on even playing field. So let's continue to go out there and fight the best that they got out there. It's Pacquiao, then I fight Pacquiao. Only thing I'm saying is, if every athlete in the sport of boxing is clean, take the test. We can make the fight happen for all the fans.
That was supposed to be the most dangerous fight of his career, and Mayweather showed us why he's the best. Who can argue this, but of all time, Mayweather has the skills to beat anybody. He has the talent, he has the work ethic, and people all over the world are becoming fans of the talent he possesses. So we really have to commend him for that. Mayweather is on a different level.
Tell me one athlete right now that's been dominating the game for 16 years straight without a loss. That ends it all, then I'm gone.
Floyd took a long 16-month break after his win over Shane Mosley, but after attending the fight of the year between Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz, Mayweather was excited to fight the winner, Victor Ortiz, who was now the WBC welterweight champion.
Ortiz is going to... back on! Unbelievable!
And new
Perfect. You're back, Floyd. It's good to see you back. Why now?
You know, we got a young, strong champion in Victor Ortiz, who looked at marvelous in his last fight, and he proved to the world that he can bounce back. He bounced back from a loss, and proved to the world that he's one of the top fighters in boxing today.
Despite the threat of the young champion, the Mayweather camp was unfazed.
Victor Ortiz, he don't mean to me. I wouldn't know him. I wouldn't know him from another bag of white rice.
However, the Mayweathers was fazed by their own family problems, with frictions between father and son erupting once again.
See, I'm the one that taught them. It would never happen for neither brother, any of us. His name is Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. I'm senior.
My dad started me off, and left my life at the age of 16. Roger came into my life. He worked with me when I was from 17 years old, to 34. So Roger have worked with me longer. But, it all started with my father.
And in one of the most memorable 24/7 moments ever, frictions in the family hit a boiling point.
Undefeated, we gonna stay undefeated. You're not even close to him, not even close.
Oh, Lord.
You're not even close, not even close.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Roger ain't made you.
Roger made
Well, you was right here when I was training you.
We don't want nobody in the way interfering while we work.
Nobody asked you to come here. Ain't nobody gonna come here. What you talking about? You didn't do nothing.
And you gonna do that to me.
And you ain't finna do nothing to me.
How much here?
Hey, come put me out, you mother.
You couldn't fight worse shit. You couldn't fight worse shit.
Come whoop me, mother.
Come on. You went in as the fighter, so I'm gonna be something as the trainer.
Go ahead, pour it. Listen, you already said what you said. Now,
how much shit? There's only two mother Mayweather that count. Roger Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather. And I'm not no junior.
But family feuds would have to be put aside for the physical feud coming up.
You got everything to lose.
I got everything to lose in every fight. I'm never gonna get props that I truly deserve anyway. I'm fighting guys that's winning. When I fought Shane Mosley, after Margarita, they say this the best Shane has looked. I fight him, they say, you know what, he's over the hill. But we both in our 30s. I always find a way to get the job done. It looks different when you're on the outside.
I realize it's in a different world. Maybe you're in a different dimension, but I don't really care.
I was born for this. I was born to be on this level. I was born to handle this.
I just don't really care, with all due respect, bro. Well, I'm gonna brutalize you for 12 rounds.
Why? First you're gonna knock me out, so finish telling me.
Okay, I'll knock you out for sure.
What else? Tell me some more.
I'll just show you.
All I gotta say is one thing. You make any mistakes, you have to pay. What was that?
That's what I'm gonna say about you too. It's gonna be a war.
On fight night, Victor Ortiz weighed in a massive 14 pounds heavier than Mayweather.
He has knocked 12 of his last 13 opponents down. But Mayweather doesn't need title belts to establish his identity. But I think he's going to try to out-power punch.
The undefeated welterweight champion of the world.
Can Ortiz do it? Will Mayweather be as exciting in the ring?
A little short right hand lead that he does very effective when he shoots it almost at the same speed.
Rhythm of Ortiz's offensive attack. Wrinkle, it's not a punch he normally throws.
It's based on just what you just saw. Right hand lead.
Mayweather's right hand was extremely effective against the southpaw champion.
There's the right hand again.
The fight, and he showed that he was patient.
Another left hand lead. Abandoned his family when he was 7.
Is it really been?
Right now, Floyd is systematically breaking down.
Scaring you. He ain't trying to fight, he running. Keep walking to him. That's all you gotta do. Keep walking to him.
I believe that was Floyd Mayweather's best round, mainly as a result of this right hand.
As the fight progressed, Mayweather was picking up the aggression with combinations.
Division is a title holder.
Corner, but only grand one. Throw one punch.
And to get to Mayweather, Ortiz had to run into the fire with his youthful ambition.
Misses with the right, and Victor Ortiz lands the right hook.
But Ortiz's inexperience showed as he got frustrated and resorted to using his head since he couldn't land with his fists.
Right eye's beginning to swell, and he seems to feel the urgency. Pushing Mayweather back against the rope. It's calling timeout. I said he looked on him to be.
And Mayweather was all too willing to return the same energy.
Ortiz is apologizing. And Mayweather was punching.
It was legal. You like to claim that you're the best fighter in history? You shouldn't have to do that.
Even though it was a legal shot, incoming criticism was inevitable.
What'd you do there? You were winning the fight and in charge.
I got hit with a dirty shot. He done something dirty. We're not here to cry and complain about what he did dirty or what I did dirty. You don't ever give me a fair shake. So I'm gonna go and let you talk to Victor Ortiz, all right? Talk to Victor Ortiz. You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know about boxing. You're not.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Victor later admitted to intentionally headbutting Floyd, but felt that he had a justified reason to do so.
I was trying to break his nose, 100%, because he nailed me 16 times with his elbow. And I kept telling Cortez, elbow. It was 4th round, so I unleashed the headbutt. You want to get dirty? I got dirty. For that, I started feeling bad. And that's why I was like, yo, Floyd, man, my bad, bro. I apologize, man. So I gave him a hug. They got me to feel human. And when I felt human, I paid for it.
I mean, I've been kicking ass for the longest, but they still not giving me my props that I really deserve. But whoever you put in front of me, they can't beat me. They can't beat me.
Yet again, the fight with Pacquiao fell through, this time due to purse split disagreements, and instead, Mayweather signed to fight Miguel Cotto for the light middleweight title in the summer of 2012. However, Mayweather's personal life was suffering from multiple legal cases.
My mentality is like it's always gonna be. Period. Lies. If I'm innocent, leave me alone. If I'm guilty, do what you gotta do. That's what's been going on the last 15 months.
And the outcome of one of those cases threatened his date with Cotto. Floyd pleaded guilty to domestic violence after a heated argument with the mother of his children, and despite there being no evidence against him, Floyd was sentenced to 90 days in jail.
I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. I take the good with the good, I take the bad with the bad.
How can a lie get so far?
It doesn't matter whether you guilty or not. They can do anything they want to do, period.
How can someone who didn't do anything have to suffer a consequence of this magnitude of this situation?
Fortunately, the judge allowed Mayweather to fight Miguel Cotto first before going in, but the question was, what effect would this personal issue have on Mayweather? Miguel Cotto was a serious challenge. He was a 4-time 3-weight champion who had beaten Shane Mosley, Zab Judah, and was coming off of his revenge win over Margarito. Miguel Cotto had the weight advantage that Marquez didn't have, had the age advantage that Mosley didn't have, but had the experience that Victor Ortiz lacked. And though Mayweather was the favorite on paper, this was the toughest challenge that Mayweather had faced in years.
He's not going to be able to outfight me in a war. Miguel Cotto is a very, very quiet guy, but he's in there f***ing me up. Like, he may face Margarito, so he's able to spin him and pivot him. But with me, when he pivot, I'm able to pivot and move and quick and agile. I'm in there to f*** you up. I don't care less because I know he in there to do damage to me. I'm a winner. Come May 5th, I will win. I will die a winner. You better believe that. Cotto gonna come ready. Cotto is gonna come ready.
I'm here today because of everything I passed through. This is my moment to shine.
Fight night, I'm ready to go out there and fight.
Champ, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Cotto know what it is.
Just look at the bright side. You gotta pay a lot of money for this asphalt.
54 pounds for the defending world champion.
Both fighters were looking in great shape, and both were fired up to fight.
Along with Manny Pacquiao, these are two of the 3 most experienced big fight fighters in the sport.
Coming to the ring, 7-time world champion Floyd.
Over here. One guy.
The first couple rounds saw both men fighting with intent, with Cotto aiming to push Floyd back, and Floyd on the other hand wasn't too hard to find.
Miguel is fighting with confidence. Cotto fighting behind the tight defensive guard. Hasn't taken all that much.
Floyd handled the attacks well, and when he was pushed to the ropes, he used the famous shoulder roll defense.
Mayweather in the corner and right lands in the first 2 rounds.
Right side where he gets hit at the hooks. And also look at one of the best I've ever saw since Muhammad Ali. Still throwing a lot of punches, creating a lot of excitement. Floyd.
Cotto was making it an intense fight. It was very competitive, but Floyd's accuracy was giving him the edge.
Mayweather lands the right hand around Cotto's foot.
Bouncing in these towards a little charge. Floyd could see it in time.
But basically, Jim, so
he would like. And the other catching him.
After round 4, the intensity of the bout continued and the combinations began to flow.
I'm showing he's fighting, leaning back.
But Cotto now began to force Mayweather into the ropes, where he would have his best chances.
At the end of a minute of rest, do you see his stamina fading here again? Cotto's making a mark here and there.
And Cotto decided to step up his game, employing unorthodox attacks to catch Mayweather off guard.
It has seemed to have worked for Cotto, but he keeps working.
Heavier boned guy than Floyd. He's basically
a little bit of a size difference between them. And why would he go to the ropes if he has this advantage? Jab almost every opponent.
Any damage here.
Now it was Mayweather who was walking Cotto down.
Cotto is backing up and becoming more of a counterpuncher. McCloty this way. McCloty was no Floyd Mayweather. Got a run. More blood from the nose.
So far, this was no easy task for Mayweather.
Combinations that we spoke of, all right?
We bust up, so
Easy. That right hand was blocked.
That he
Mayweather's allowing some body shots here. Boom! Cotto's putting a lot of emphasis. Left hook. Sending uppercut by Mayweather. Big uppercut by Mayweather with the left hand. Now he's found another weapon. But Cotto makes his mark too. And now, in the last minute, those 4 left-hand uppercuts along the ropes. Big shots by Cotto. Mayweather landed.
In a great round for Cotto, his activity and accuracy made its mark.
Mayweather hasn't lost a round this clearly and solidly for some time.
But Cotto is the one with clear win in this round for Miguel Cotto.
Fans cheering the blood on Mayweather.
In round 9, with both fighters starting to feel the intensity, Cotto began to take his foot off the attacking gas, but his defense remained good. Going into the final 3, both fighters were having great moments, but Mayweather's conditioning and accuracy seemed to give him the edge.
Any lack of will.
The fight with Manny Pacquiao. He still suffered a lot of punishment.
You could say he's making Floyd earn his $40 or $45 million. Maybe some of this is...
I think most of us believe Floyd's more of a pure boxer and a brilliant one. Cotto slowing down here in the 11th round. A sign that his extraordinary stamina is surfacing.
Mayweather in a hard fight and bleeding.
In the last moments of the fight, Cotto continued marching forward, but Mayweather was ready, and then with a tremendous uppercut, it appeared as if Mayweather may get a knockout.
By Cotto. Cotto is staggered by that uppercut. He's the most badly hurt he's been in the fight. That uppercut, there's another. Going for the knockout. So I think he could have finished off. The bell sound. Given what Cotto brought to the ring and the effort that he put forth, give Mayweather credit.
After an amazing fight, Mayweather was named the victor.
And still undefeated.
Battle royal like this for a long time. What was it like?
Miguel Cotto was a tough competitor, so I had to go out there and execute the game plan and fight my heart out. You know, I bit down and fought hard like a true champion, but he's a tough competitor. What else can I say?
I was more impressed with him tonight than hardly any fight since Diego Corrales. Just to fight his way through victory. But it was a good fight, a good test, and I thought he came through very well. I was very impressed.
The fight was so tough that it even had Mayweather considering retirement.
Uppercuts, hooks. I don't know if this is my last fight tonight. That mother may make me go to retirement. That bitch was tough.
You like that, Enzo? I see you barking, boy. I got you 3 in a row. And we're game! Yes, sir! I see you!
At TD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but we know that it's the people behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders with guidance and solutions.
After the fight with Cotto, Mayweather was set to serve 90 days in prison.
What's your mindset like, right?
Only thing I can do is try to take a negative and turn it into a positive. It's not like I'm doing life without parole. Then I have something to be upset about.
And the question for those closest to him was how would he deal with it?
They don't think he's ready. To Floyd, that can seem like a lifetime.
But one thing we know as far as fighting, Floyd Mayweather don't have any problems adjusting to anything.
We're talking about no marks, no bruises, no nothing. Show me some pictures first.
In what would be an impactful moment in his life, Floyd entered jail on June 1st, and 2 weeks later, he was named the highest paid athlete in the world.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is set to be released from jail.
Fortunately, after serving 60 days, Floyd was free on August the 3rd.
Floyd, anything you want to tell us now?
I can't even believe I'm out.
There goes Dr. Boy.
trying to stop. Y'all trying to stop P? Y'all trying to stop P? Am I a different person? Absolutely. You're supposed to be rehabilitating, and all you're doing is getting madder. I'm up from the situation. And y'all was wrong. Yeah, flat out. That ain't right.
And after his release, Mayweather's character wasn't the only thing that would change, as after a tumultuous 14-year relationship with HBO, Mayweather was unsatisfied with the television network.
HBO, they reckless, they foul. At the end of the day, they foul.
Mayweather didn't feel appreciated by the company.
My contract with HBO for 16 years. I think I only had a 3-year contract with HBO. I've been with y'all, I've been loyal to y'all for 16 years, and this is what I get.
And knowing the economic value he brought to the table, Mayweather felt that he deserved better from the company he was with since the beginning.
Then Larry Merchant get in there, he don't ask nobody else questions like that. They try to ask me questions like...
It can easily be $1 billion that I bring to the city in, 3 days.
Mayweather jumped ship to Showtime Sports and CBS networks and received a groundbreaking contract which would give Mayweather the power to write his own checks.
You gotta realize that what he's doing, I've never seen a fighter holding all the cards. It's unprecedented.
In 2013, Floyd was preparing to fight once again, and in the new pre-fight television series, Showtime's All Access, Floyd had a renewed desire to entertain.
My side showed the lifestyle. I'm selling the lifestyle.
But on a more serious note, the series showed the return of Floyd Mayweather Sr. with the reconciliation of father and son.
I brought my dad back to camp because he's here to fix any problems that I had, from the Cotto fight.
I'm gonna tell my son what he needs to know.
He don't want me to take any punishment, so I need to tighten up with my defense.
It's not to hurt him, it's to benefit him.
And I told him he's right. My dad that's who I started with. That's who I want to finish with.
I'm not gonna stop my nephew saying to his dad, you can train me. I'm not gonna do that. That's my brother still.
Fight night, my dad will be in my corner. We all looking for the same thing, victory, May 4th.
Floyd fought Robert Guerrero, who was a former 2-weight world champion and the current interim WBC welterweight champion after he defeated Andre Berto. Though Robert's nickname was the Ghost, it was Floyd who was the real ghost, as he was almost impossible to hit clean. Despite hurting his hand, Mayweather put on a beautiful display to convincingly beat Robert Guerrero, and his hand was injured so badly that it needed instant medical attention.
I apologize, I didn't get the knockout. I tried. See, my hand's swollen. I have to go get my hand checked out at the hospital. It's crazy now. They're gonna keep creating fighters. 1 minute it was like Pacquiao. He lose 2 in a row. They don't even talk about it no more. Now it's Canelo. So, and Pacquiao's a good fighter. Canelo's a good fighter. But they're gonna keep. They're never gonna stop creating fighters.
The next fighter who was being credited as the next great threat to Mayweather's supremacy was a young Mexican champion by the name of Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had gained massive exposure fighting on Mayweather's undercards, but he was now looking to take over.
Siempre lo he dicho, estoy listo y aquí estoy. Pero esta pelea la pedía la gente. La gente quería ver esta pelea. Este es mi tiempo de ganarle a Floyd Mayweather.
This long line of fighters I beat. Matter of fact, it show all the champions that I beat. Now, show me who you beat, Canelo.
He was viewed as the next best Mexican great after amazing performances against respectable competition, including some of Mayweather's past opponents, and many now wanted to see the young prince challenge the aging king.
Saul Canelo Alvarez can knock you out with any punch.
It has to be careful getting hit by a big shot from Canelo that could change the fight.
I can't overlook no opponent. You got to prepare all around the board.
Blueprint is right there. Just look at it. I took it out of the vault and I handed it over to Canelo Alvarez.
I think Canelo can do better than Oscar did.
No fighter beat me. Every fighter always talk about, we gonna beat Mayweather. We got the remedy. Shut up. Oscar would try to give Canelo the blueprint,
and he will lose. And everybody that Oscar De La Hoya gave the blueprint to, I kicked their ass too.
He's not 25 anymore. He's not 30 anymore.
Canelo has got to make him feel that age. 36, he's almost 37 years old when this fight goes on.
And me, myself, I have a lot of experience. Canelo, he's banking on his youth. That plays a major key in a big fight.
I don't care what you do good. I do everything great.
Having said that, I'm still picking Canelo Alvarez to win the fight. I think when Floyd gets hit by Canelo, he'll realize right away.
I got the best mind. Well, I don't have to be the strongest. Like I always say, it's chess.
I really, truly feel this will be the passing of the torch. I'm going to be one of them that's going to take a deep breath and say, finally.
El problema es de Mayweather, ¿cómo le va a ganar a Canelo?
Le tiene que llegar el nuevo.
El de Mayweather se terminó. El reinado de Mayweather se terminó.
This little shadow, this Canelo shadow, he next.
The highest paid athlete in all of sport.
This fight was set to be one of the richest sporting events in history, with Mayweather eventually pocketing $80 million.
I don't have to sell this fight. It speaks for itself.
And this was no doubt helped by the new style of press conferences that Showtime had set up.
And he's one of the best guys out there in the sport of boxing. The best thing for us to do is make the fight happen.
Showtime, CBS, baby, it's all access. Let's go.
And come September 14th, it's the best versus the best. Matter of fact, they need to put a ring right here in Times Square and let us do it today.
The fighters went state to state and got boxing fans all over excited.
A mí nadie me intimida.
Who's the one?
Canelo Mania is sweeping the United States. The one Mexico has been waiting for. He is the bigger one. He's the younger one. He's the stronger one. Who will be the one?
He's the highest paid one.
Without any further ado, he is boxing's biggest star, hailing out of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, 30 knockouts, Saúl El Canelo Álvarez.
En el boxeo, todos tenemos nuestro tiempo, y este es el mío.
I've been sitting on the top of the throne for 17 years. It's so crazy that Canelo is such a big star, but he's never been on pay-per-view unless he was on my undercard. But he's such a big star. He's such a big star, Oscar. You know what? You might as well call me the golden boy, because I done beat everybody on your whole crew. I'm fly, I'm flashy, I'm rich. Damn, life is good. See you September 14th.
By the time the fight had come, 2.2 million pay-per-views were sold, which was below the pay-per-view number for Mayweather De La Hoya. But the bout accumulated $150 million in pay-per-view sales, which was a record-breaking number. But would the bout live up to the hype?
Good luck to both of you. Touch them up, and it's what there.
Terrific noise in the arena. You could hardly hear the bell for the first round.
From the opening bell, both fighters stayed in range to land sharp shots, but the two stayed wary of counter punches.
He's trying very hard not to. Canelo's sharp on defense thus far, too. Being respecting Canelo's power, too. He knows this is a strong kick. Just on the fly is second to none. And now second as Mayweather pops off a couple more later in the round. Not a great punch. Mayweather landing counter punches on the... And now Canelo. And then he's going to have to be desperate. 1-2 combination there by Mayweather.
Those shots there not even out of all of the fight so far. They catch small moments.
Counter left hand by Mayweather.
In round 4, Mayweather turned up the heat, beautifully utilizing the boxing term hit and not get hit.
Effectively. Straight right hand. Nobody's yet.
Canelo responded to Mayweather by taking out his frustration with a dirty shot.
He comes back. No dancing from Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather goes to touch gloves and Canelo wants no part of it. Clubbing left hand and a jab from him. And Mayweather smiles as he goes upstairs. Great round here in round number 4. Super welterweight division facing Miguel. And counter right. A jab from Canelo. Mayweather scrapes the body. with left and right.
The heel of his glove, he's using some extracurricular activities as well. This was the...
You mastered your mind. And all the while, you were on the train home. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
After 5 rounds, the fight was exciting, but Canelo's team wanted him to charge forward. But hitting Mayweather clean was easier said than done.
He stopped Floyd Mayweather unless you can tell.
Right that bounced off Mayweather's shoulder. There was a left hook that landed by Canelo. Good round for Floyd Mayweather. Lead left hand by...
Sometimes that is a counterpunch. Neither guy helping the eye Floyd has. It's starting to make Canelo gun-shy.
But he's fighting the best boxer of his generation. That's why it's 6-1.
And in round 7, Mayweather put on a masterclass to showcase his tremendous reflexes and his punch-perfect accuracy.
The sharp counterpunching can be an intimidator.
Double jab through the guard and that... The jab to the body. Look at this. And now Canelo comes backward. Floyd Mayweather now.
He's got to beat Floyd to the right. Look, Floyd always gets to that side. So that Floyd...
It was time for Canelo to step up or risk letting the fight slip away. And in round 8, Canelo was determined to come back and push Floyd. And Canelo did just that, testing Mayweather's defense and counterpunching all the way.
Canelo has Floyd Mayweather out of it again, delivering. Sticks the right hand and there's the counter.
Yes, and what we have had though some interesting rounds of...
All right, go. I want you to put the buttons on.
Tapping with energy.
Now his big problem is Mayweather's hand sweep.
The big man is backing up now.
Despite Canelo's aggression, most of his punches were missing, and Canelo was falling into counterpunches from Floyd.
Right hand. There's a right hand that jacked the jaw. Another stellar display by Floyd.
As the last few rounds approached, Mayweather was finding Canelo's chin with perfection.
The big puncher,
right hand vibrance has been negated by the best.
The difference in experience and quality was really making the difference in the fight.
Asked it very well. And Canelo, at this point, might need and done. He's got to use that jab as if Floyd's just picking up.
Left hands for the world super welterweight champion.
Going into the last 2 rounds, Canelo's team knew they needed to make a big impact.
Mayweather.
Despite the effort, Mayweather's domination was continuing, and with valiance, Canelo continued to walk into the fire, but to no avail.
Mayweather remains money.
After a tremendous showing, Mayweather had earned a victory that would go down in history.
Pensábamos que lo íbamos a agarrar, pero simplemente no hallamos la solución.
Mayweather had put on a boxing masterclass to beat the fighter who he forecasted would succeed him as the next pound-for-pound king.
Experience played a major key. I want to commend this young, strong champion because he will carry the torch. You know, I take my hat off to Canelo. He's a true champion, and a true champion can take a loss and bounce back. And, you know, I only got 24 months left, and this is the man.
After such a victory, did Mayweather still have much to prove?
I want to be the best athlete, period. And that's the best ever.
In 2014, many fighters out there wanted the lottery fight with Mayweather, and with Pacquiao still in the process of building himself back up from his losses, there were few credible names left for him to choose from.
Some hit the jackpot, some don't, and you know, that's life.
But there were 2 fighters that were on the shortlist. The first was Marquez Maidana, a brawling machine from Argentina who had 31 knockouts in 35 of his wins. The other fighter was Amir Khan, a speedy fighter who had once engaged in a tough battle with Maidana 3 years earlier that he won. So Mayweather asked the fans on social media who they would like to see him fight, and the fans were split. It then later seemed that Khan was the man who would get the nod, but in the end it was Maidana who secured the big fight.
Floyd made that decision based upon his performance. Maidana's the hottest guy out there.
And despite the dismay of Amir Khan's fans, the bout was set for the 3rd of May 2014, and Mayweather was taking it serious.
Maidana, he's tough. He got the will to win, so this is a tough fight for me.
If any proof was needed that this would be a tough fight, fans only needed to look at Maidana's last performance, which was against Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner was considered to be Mayweather's heir, both stylistically and personality-wise. But that would be no problem for Maidana, who beat up Adrian Broner en route a 12-round decision.
I'm just mad what he did to Adrian Broner. I'm upset. Broner got out-hustled. You can't take nothing for granted.
And Maidana's coach felt that the Broner result would repeat itself.
You gotta stay on him. You gotta make it ugly. You gotta make it dirty.
Mayweather ya sabe que él se tiene que cuidar y...
Penchino has no respect for nobody when they're inside the ring. He just goes in there to tries to knock his opponent out.
25 victorias. Creo que no puede retirarse invicto. Sé que de un golpe lo puedo llegar a tirar o a noquear.
With Asana, you can manage any kind of work. From project intake, to campaign management, to strategic planning, or anything else your team works on. Asana works for you. Try for free today at asana.com.
But the day before the fight, it seemed that the fight was not even going to take place, and that Maidana may not get a chance to even land a punch, as there was a dispute between the two camps, with Mayweather's team feeling that the gloves Maidana was wearing didn't have enough padding in them.
The gloves, I told him, have no padding in it. Chinos use that glove.
I've always wear Everlast. I can't wear anything else.
Fighting him with those gloves on. That's not happening. No wonder he knocking everybody out.
I smell something else.
No, not funny like that. No, I'm talking about...
You're sweating, buddy.
No, it's not. Listen.
Floyd prohibited Maidana from fighting in the particular Everlast gloves that Maidana's team wanted.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. Fuck no.
Why don't you wear this ones too?
No, I'm not wearing them. Listen. We're gonna be on an even playing field. You're gonna put them in the same shit as me.
I ain't wearing anything else, but all my fighters wear them, Floyd. You fight against Cotto with those.
Listen, you can tell me what he fought in Cotto. I tried on the gloves myself. There's no padding. There's no padding in the gloves. There's no padding in the knuckles.
Everybody out, please.
I tried on the gloves.
After the controversy was set aside, Maidana's chance had come to be the first fighter to give Mayweather his L. And though on paper Mayweather was the favourite, the come-forward brawling style that worked well for Castillo and Cotto against Floyd was a style that Maidana had, so it was looking to be an exciting fight.
Man's at all times, above all, protects himself at all times. Bonus.
Said I will fight this one differently than I have in the past. Attacking or moving his hands. He's going to have a problem in this fight.
Set up his offense. Too hard, but just like Maidana, no, he's varying the offense.
And of course,
Maidana came out storming and managed to rough Mayweather up, throwing 100 punches in the first round and landing more punches than Mayweather.
This is where Maidana's difficult to get.
By far, this seemed to be the most fanatic first round Mayweather had ever experienced.
We have not seen Mayweather in this posture in a long time.
But watch for Mayweather, he's slipping.
In the round. Not everything is landing, but some things are landing. In order to defeat Mayweather, he's only done that once.
What he's doing.
Now Mayweather firing back with the left hook and the right, but there's a right hand from Maidana.
And at the end of the first round, Floyd attempted to finish it strong, but Maidana did enough to win it, and his coaches were ecstatic.
You can't fight like that for 12 rounds.
Floyd came out stronger, throwing more solid shots and moving from the return fire, but Maidana was on a seek and destroy mission. Maidana's plan was to constantly push Floyd into the ropes. They weren't all landing, but the momentum of the fight was perfect for Maidana.
Mayweather's right hand is always so accurate. There's a little more movement. Mayweather, in all power puncher normally can make an arm punch by Maidana. Maidana is a rough and tumble fight.
Maidana didn't even want to touch gloves. No. I'll tell you, the body language of the fight is what Maidana wants. He couldn't have asked for a better.
It's a very entertaining evening.
And the old accent.
This is a bit of a brawl.
He just misses with that left hook. There's the left.
So landing more punches.
Oh, good body. But he's very precise. And there's the left hook. And now
Maidana was still managing to push Floyd into the ropes.
Sorry about that.
Just 18% of theirs. They're along the ropes. Maidana with a left hook to the body. And Maidana again putting the pressure on.
For the first time in years, Floyd was severely cut after an accidental headbutt.
Right here. These are the moments Floyd has to be first.
Around the middle rounds, Floyd's accuracy started to hike the more that he moved toward Maidana.
Out of the arm momentarily. It looked like Maidana was going to deliver a more time neither.
And has been hurt by Lopez.
The fans were getting all of their money's worth as the two were trading in the middle of the ring.
Bounces off my ring sets where he can anticipate all the punches. Not tonight.
Against Floyd wouldn't work, but ironically, some of them have worked.
In the second half of the fight, Mayweather was beginning to find the target with increasing effectiveness.
The punch, short right hand by Mayweather. Million of Argentine fans. There's a left hook by Mayweather. Second.
As the intensity remained high, so did the dirty fighting.
Usted siga tirando. Jueguele sucio. Mete el brazo.
Wanting to establish, coming in. Left. And as we are at the midway point of the fight, here's the
combinations downstairs again.
And let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather has. There he finds.
Don't you have to set a few things up?
And Mayweather's corner. Oh, and there was a shot.
The first Castillo fight, if I remember correctly, above his eyelid, but you never saw him dripping.
Here's a round that's up for grabs.
You're expecting loopy shots.
Lead left hook by Mayweather. Nice counter left hook by Mayweather.
In the last 4 rounds, it seemed that the fight was up for grabs for the fighter who could make a clear impression on the judges.
There's a left from Maidana. Mayweather. Oh, right.
I should remember, I think I did that fight.
And Mauler jab, and that's something that Robert Garcia has added to his.
In the championship rounds, Floyd turned up the pressure to totally dominate the fight.
Maidana 3 and 2.
Little body shots
on the jab.
Tells you all, they'll suddenly start coming up the middle.
Down the back now, though.
And another right hand by Mayweather connects. The moment at the MGM Grand.
Mayweather landed 67% according to show stats.
Mayweather, that had some dozen.
Has Maidana still in this round?
Start being first ball in a time.
Mayweather. Now Maidana with domination in a while. That has Mayweather on the rope.
Not so well for Mayweather.
Good counter punching, and he almost said what has been a fantastic fight tonight.
In the last round, Maidana was sure to push hard, so the fans were in for an entertaining last round. But how would Floyd punctuate the fight?
Mayweather had me by 1 point, Steve by.
In the finishing moments, Floyd was slippery as usual.
Fights, think about that. 3 and 2 for Maidana.
Left hook, right hand. Can I already request a rematch?
I'm sure people will be talking.
Time crowd. Oh, there's a lead right.
Who says Floyd Mayweather fights can't be exciting?
Vegas.
Both fighters felt that they had done enough, but who would the judges pick?
Fight, very close fight, and both got to a promise he made. He said this.
After a hard-fought match, Mayweather's O wasn't destined to go.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need. With full business functionality and a design tailored just for you. Customize every element of your website and watch your vision come to life in minutes. Control everything from the biggest tasks to the finest details. Personalized, optimized, ready to go live.
After a competitive fight first time around, many of Maidana's fans felt that Maidana had done enough to win, so to set aside all the controversy, the rematch was instantly scheduled to take place in the fall of 2014.
So if one person said Floyd Mayweather lost, everyone wants to say Floyd Mayweather lost.
This matchup mirrored Mayweather's matches with Jose Luis Castillo, who was the only fighter who Mayweather had rematched before. And it was no surprise that both fighters had a similar approach.
The guy was real entertaining. Dirty, but entertaining.
And this time around, with all that happened before, it set up an entertaining press tour for the fight.
It's been almost 20 years and I'm still here. When I beat you, your career's over, guess what? I'ma still be right here. Right now, if am I fighting a boxer or am I fighting an MMA fighter? What I can't believe is this is one of the best trainers, but he's telling his fighter to fight dirty.
If he's not giving us no respect, we got to do the same back to him.
Please, I want to have sex after my fight is over, so please don't hit me in my... You was touching my more than my woman was.
Look, I retired 13 years ago, Floyd. But if I would have fought like a I'd probably still be undefeated. 16 years ago, I was super champion. Yes. But if we want to go take a little walk, me and you can take a little walk. This fight is going to be rougher for you. You better be ready, because this fight's going to be rougher for you. Come on, Floyd. Winner takes all. You got a lot of money. Winner takes all. Let us wear our MX every last gloves. Are you willing to do it? No, you're gonna shake my hand? Come on, hand. Give me a handshake. See, you don't want us to wear gloves. Let us wear gloves. Let us wear gloves. We got gloves for you too.
Finally resolved the glove situation, and we have them here so you guys can practice. See them? Those are the gloves we're gonna be wearing.
No me molesta, si me destino a ganarle, le voy a ganar con cualquier guante.
If he's upset about me, do something about it. September 13th.
The question was, could Maidana improve on his last performance?
We're switching a few punches around where he's gonna give trouble to the best boxer in the world. Boom, derechita, okay, recta, para alcanzarlo. Okay, lo vamos a alcanzar.
However, Mayweather was also determined to improve.
Nobody has really seen me push myself like I pushed myself this camp. I'm extremely hungry for this fight. I really, really want to win.
In the early rounds, Maidana's plan was to repeat his last performance and jump right on Mayweather. But Mayweather had a different approach than last time, and he decided to start with much more movement this time around. Mayweather was landing single shots, then making sure that he was out of the way.
Lovely little right. He blocks him out, that right hand. Good jab.
After minutes of missing, Maidana landed one of the hardest shots that Mayweather had ever taken. Motivated by his last punch, Maidana attempted to build on it and pushed Mayweather back with intensity in the next round.
Maidana knows he hurt him at the end of the third. Oh, rocking him, the trouble in him for sure. Smile on.
Floyd weathered the storm, and in the next round, Mayweather was dodging most of Maidana's blows and was coming back with his own.
Picking Maidana off.
Making Mayweather work hard. Maidana just feinted the right hand, didn't he? Come back on the left hook.
Mayweather particularly.
And in frustration with Mayweather's slipperiness, Maidana resorted to biting Floyd's thumb.
Legal shots.
Mayweather protested to the ref that he was bitten, but since it couldn't be proven, Maidana couldn't be disqualified.
I understand, I don't see nothing. It comes
But you didn't see nothing.
The bout continued though, and Floyd was catching Maidana as he came in close, and once again Maidana continued taking out his frustration.
late in the career. It's not a bad idea,
but Maidana's dirty tactics had little effect on the boxing itself.
Over the top, Mayweather takes it well. Look again for Mayweather in retreat.
And then Floyd accidentally returned the treatment too.
He was involved in one of his... Maidana had the takedown.
Just like with the Castillo rematch, this victory was clear for everyone to agree.
And still the undefeated champion of the world, Mayweather!
After the fight, Mayweather gave his mindset for the last few rounds.
I'm not trying to mess my legacy up. If I know I had to fight one and in the bag, why would I go out there and fight toe-to-toe in the 12th round? The smart fighters, you'll last a long time being extremely smart.
And the question now was, would the Pacquiao fight finally be made?
About Pacquiao. And what I said is, we don't know what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather.
Pacquiao had successfully completed his comeback, scoring wins over Timothy Bradley and Chris Algieri.
Pacquiao throwing all the punches.
Pacquiao right down the pipe of Chris Algieri.
The world was eager to see the fight once again, and Mayweather this time felt the same way.
Do you want to fight Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, absolutely. Floyd Mayweather is ducking or dodging. I've been wanted that fight a long time ago. We are ready. Let's make this fight happen for the people. Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, May 2nd.
It all started with a vision to change boxing gloves forever. Fighters are always improving.
Manny Pacquiao is performing, we want Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao.
Though both fighters were ready to fight, it still was not that easy to make.
He's not on my level, and of course, I want to go out with a bang.
There still were issues amongst the contract negotiators.
Bob Arum is stopping the fight. We have been trying to make this fight happen.
But the negotiations would eventually be put into the hands of the fighters themselves. In a crazy coincidence, Floyd and Manny attended the same Miami Heat basketball game.
I never expected that it was there.
The two met face to face for the first time ever, eventually exchanging numbers. Later that night, they met up at Manny's suite and expressed their desire to both make the fight happen.
You guys are the prize fighters. Who can stop you two from fighting if you both really want?
Early in 2015, the two sides were breaking down the obstacles to the fight, including with the television networks, the drug testing issues which were so significant before, the split with the money, and on February 20th, terms had been agreed and the fight was finally on.
Now, finally, he has nowhere to go. His corner.
After a dramatic 6-year build-up, Pacquiao and Mayweather were scheduled to share the ring.
May 2nd in Las Vegas, or if you prefer the countdown, 71 days away, whatever you prefer, it's huge.
Right from the first and only press conference, the magnitude of the event was evident, with the two best fighters in the world getting the red carpet treatment.
Manny Pacquiao, he's a solid competitor, and May 2nd, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a brilliant game plan.
And then came the sight the world was waiting for, Floyd and Manny officially facing off.
They'll all be watching this great event unfold.
We are in the toughest fight of our life. We're fighting the best fighter in the world. And we're going to kick his ass. I'm sorry, but good luck today. We will do our best on May 2 to make you happy.
And Pacquiao is one of the best fighters of this era. I'm in the gym working right now, pushing myself to the limit, because I never want to win a fight so bad in my life. And I'm pretty sure he's going to push himself to the limit, just the same way I want to win. But one thing I do know, when you lose, it's in your mind. If you lost twice, it's in your mind.
And as the fighters pushed themselves to the limit, the attention of the media followed suit, and the attention that this fight attracted was on another level.
9 figures in 36 minutes. Truly, truly blessed, and I'm thankful.
Fans felt that finally Floyd would meet his equal, but with characteristic belief, Floyd felt that he would prove the critics wrong.
I'm gonna show you the way you make 400 or 500 million in the sport. You gotta watch me. Everyone is saying if anybody has a chance of beating Floyd Mayweather, this is the guy. I mean, but he makes a lot of mistakes.
I do have a good game plan. Me and Manny have been working on it for the last 2 days. It's just that, Mayweather does set traps. But Manny has to recognize when he's setting that trap and nullify it. It's easy to nullify, I promise you.
He said the same thing before. And it's all about the fighters fighting May 2nd, giving the people a sight.
He can't run so much anymore because his legs are a little bit shot and he can't move like he is. He's going to have an exchange block.
I'm more comfortable for this fight than I was for the last fight.
And Pacquiao seemed to be just as relaxed, so both camps were brimming with confidence.
I'm more worried about the fight when I fought De La Hoya and Cotto than this fight.
I want him to approach it like he's not nervous. The same motherfucker that kicked his Marquez, you see what I did to him? I believe in my skill. I want to do it in such a beautiful fashion. There's 5 ways to beat him. There's no way to beat me.
Mayweather understood the magnitude of the event and took it more serious than the last 47. He skipped out on the usual pre-fight parties he would usually hold.
He's preparing mentally for the fight.
He wants to prove to everyone that he is the best and no one can take that from him.
It's not like a normal fight.
Floyd also drafted in the assistance of one other southpaw who gave him a good fight a decade earlier, Zab Judah.
Zab's in the gym now, pushing me, making me think. I'd like to be surrounded by world champions.
I would love to see him excel in this opportunity.
We just heard him. He just came on the scene.
That's what I need for a guy like Manny.
Floyd and Manny had shared multiple opponents in the past, so they and other fighting legends gave their unique perspective on the matchup.
Pacquiao has been in tougher fights. Mayweather, on the other hand, has been somewhat of kind of cruising.
A counter-puncher against an aggressor. So something has to give. This is a great matchup in that.
Manny Pacquiao, he's going to go in, he's going to try and attack.
Quickness Manny has, explosive is his main advantage.
Pacquiao is a great fighter. He has speed, he has power, needs to do pressure, but he needs a little intelligence on the ring.
Being aggressive on him the whole fight. His strategy, you can beat him.
He has to come in this fight better than he's ever been before. How is he going to overcome this?
Pacquiao connect one punch with power, maybe Mayweather going down.
This can't be an easy fight. This is he's going to get hit. Who do you ever fight like this?
You ever have a fly in front of you and you can't catch it? Manny Pacquiao was like that for 8 rounds.
He hit me with every punch, even the arm punch is solid. More explosive puncher than Floyd Mayweather.
And that's what might give Mayweather trouble.
I think Floyd Mayweather is the best pound-for-pound fighter.
No, this guy's a strategist. This guy knows how to calculate his punches.
Floyd Mayweather try to be 1 or 2 steps ahead.
He's looking for opportunities as he rolls. He wants Pacquiao to extend himself.
I think he likes people putting the pressure on him. He brings the best out of him.
And Mayweather's a master of throwing those right hands. He does them very well.
He knows how to throw combinations enough to win the round.
At this age, at this time, can he do it now? I think that's going to be important.
Everything depends on what kind of mind they have on May 2nd.
Very interesting to see what Manny Pacquiao shows up and what Mayweather shows up.
When Floyd and Manny showed up at the weigh-in, it was the biggest ever, with the fans who couldn't afford the high-priced tickets getting a glimpse of the 2 prize fighters.
Because most of these people will not get a chance to see the fight in person.
This is going to be New Year's Eve times 10.
Where were you May 2nd? I was in Vegas, baby.
All the hotels, the clothes, the food, shows, those are the type of things that I bring to the table.
And if you're not a boxing fan, you know this fight's coming.
It's once in a lifetime and not going to happen again.
This is definitely the largest fight we've ever had here.
The tickets for this fight were also the largest. They were originally priced between $1,500 and $7,500, but were being resold as high as $150,000 to $350,000.
How much did you pay for your tickets? $44,000 a ticket.
With the career high paydays guaranteed for each other, the focus was back on the fighting, and both were in tremendous shape for the biggest event of their lives.
145 pounds at 146 pounds.
It was now time for the generation's best two fighters to fight.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Mayweather, the older of the two, he has had less ring wear and tear than has Manny Pacquiao.
As expected, the atmosphere in the arena was electric.
Fighting out of the red corner, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Fans were bedeviled by the notion this fight might never take place. And now, here they are.
Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Finally.
Mayweather with early jabs.
Floyd fought with intense focus right from the opening bell, bothering Pacquiao with his lead left and not giving up ground. Manny quickly found that he couldn't just jump in with his usual aggression, as Mayweather was working the right hand well. However, he managed to corner Floyd at the end of the first round.
Now Pacquiao momentarily got Mayweather into a corner. Pacquiao's best chance, and he'll look for another opportunity like that.
And Manny's corner knew they needed a better way to get inside.
And the two big right hands, that was a Mayweather rap.
Pacquiao came out even more intent on getting close.
He landed the left hand to the chest of Mayweather.
But this wasn't without risk against a great counterpuncher like Floyd.
Minute and a half to see there. Goes against the ropes.
He's throwing his jab. Pacquiao is a half-time jab. Pacquiao is not too lines up good this rope.
Trying to throw punches. Mayweather reached, took Kenny Bayless. Long time to get.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao. First round, the 44 in the second round, but landed only 6 punches.
The approach of the fighters were the polar opposites, with Floyd throwing single accurate countershots, and Pacquiao attempted to push Mayweather back with punches and bunches.
He's still having trouble finding the target. Now he's got Mayweather in the corner.
And he's a big hitter that people want to give him credit for. They don't call him the best defensive fighter all over the world. Pacquiao seems to be followed right now like he doesn't really know what he wants to do.
People compare him to Pernell Whitaker, and why not?
So we're into round 4 of a scheduled 12.
Judge with your eyes, couple of points. Pacquiao's the aggressor, but not the effective aggressor.
In round 4, Mayweather was still elusive, but Pacquiao was determined to force the action.
But oh, he just landed a left hand, and it looks like it hurt Mayweather, and maybe hurt Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather covering up and protecting Pacquiao. With the round, that's for sure. Tremendous. The crowd is going wild. Hard right hand.
It's giving Manny Pacquiao confidence in his fight. There's no question about that.
The fight was now getting the drama that fans were hoping for. But how would Mayweather respond?
I'll be able to get going at some point. And here's the Mayweather right hand tactically in the fight. So skilled and experienced that may not happen.
And landed at exactly the same percentage against
them. Blocking them pretty effectively. Floyd Mayweather. Punch, edge, and landed shot.
Steady punch shots with one at a time.
Those are the two flurries against the ropes. Not a prolific body puncher, but clear. This is a reminder of the early rounds of the Oscar De La Hoya fight. Both Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya.
Pacquiao's punches wasn't landing as much as they usually do with other fighters, but Mayweather Sr. felt that his son would need to do more to dominate the fight in the eyes of the judges. Entering the second half of the fight, Mayweather seemed to be inspired from his father.
Domination by Floyd because he don't want to be famous.
And lunging in.
But guess what? We're more than
this jab as much as people think.
Does not give him the round. His punches are very flat
and muffles him in the next round.
Yeah, that's exactly.
jab, Jim. That long jab is making Pacquiao stay outside.
Well, he should step to the right and get outside of it. Great left hook by Mayweather. Goes to the left hook ahead on the scorecards. It would be because of...
Pacquiao couldn't land solid combinations, whilst Mayweather himself was comfortable landing more accurate pot shots.
Mayweather isn't landing big shots, just touching Pacquiao.
He can slow you down at his pace. There's no way in the world you're going to beat him. I don't care how good you think you are.
Now, at what point Roy Jones, better defender than Juan Manuel Marquez? There you see the CompuBox numbers of total punches thrown most of the fight. Right in. He wants to hit for Pacquiao. Pacquiao's got him in a corner. Here's his chance.
Going into the championship rounds, Manny's goal was to add accuracy to his activity, but it was Mayweather who was stepping up.
Floyd Mayweather's hard right hand by Mayweather. 17-0 in 12-round fights.
I have Mayweather comfortably ahead. I think he's one most
advantage in speed.
In many respects. Hard left hand to the body.
Having the effective jab that he's had against the south.
Fighting behind his jab beats. It's not easy against any fighter.
Mayweather don't have to do much to hit.
Yeah, I think it's becoming obvious. You know, we said it going in. Entered the ring. He didn't get off to his fastest start in the first couple of rounds.
He has Manny Pacquiao where he wants him.
So he hunts Manny Pacquiao with right hand counter shot. He believes that he has Manny beaten.
In the final moments of the fight, who would steal the show?
49-0 equals Rocky Marciano's hallowed but might wane because it took so long for the
wants to do it. He can do it. If Pacquiao the flawless get up to him, I think that was a part of his. As long as he was
into the ring without the tactical ammunition to open up, he was stretching it out to maximize the dollars. He was right. Get to the last 10 seconds. And in Grand Rapids, the celebration is probably beginning.
The event was concluded with the two congratulating each other. And even before the scorecards were read, Mayweather felt pretty confident.
Mayweather threw 7 more punches. In favor of the winner by unanimous decision, Floyd.
For Floyd, this was vindication for the years of doubt from critics.
But Manny Pacquiao's a tough competitor, so I had to take my time and watch him extremely close. He had moments in the fight, you know, I kept him on the outside. I was a smart fighter, I outboxed him. Manny Pacquiao's a tough competitor. He's a true champion at heart. Both were at our best tonight.
What's your impression of this fight?
Got him many times, solid punches, and I think I thought I won the fight.
Floyd had won the biggest bout in boxing history, and though the result was unanimous, there still were critics who felt that Pacquiao's aggression should have earned him a win.
In my books, Floyd won maximum 4 to 5 rounds, that's it.
I saw little to no offense.
If don't nobody hurt each other bad and one guy throwing the more punches, then how do you score the card?
The aggressor wins the fight. That was Evander Holyfield's point.
Pacquiao dominated Mayweather throughout the entire fight. Not true. It is true. And he came down.
Just be defensive, and at the end, he won.
Pacquiao was the aggressor. I got him in at least 7 rounds being more aggressive. Took this fight and put it in a vacuum. Manny Pacquiao would win that fight.
And if that wasn't enough, Pacquiao then revealed that he didn't go into the fight 100%.
Here in my right shoulder. I thought the progress was good enough, and that's why we stayed with the fight. What we want to do is we cannot do because of my shoulder.
You don't believe you?
I gotta show respect and just say he was the better man if he beat me. Both of my arms was injured, both of my hands was injured. Everyone was saying for years I was scared and Floyd will lose. Tomorrow, for all those that wrote bad stories about me, I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and I wanna see y'all stories tomorrow.
Floyd sternly ruled out a rematch.
I don't want to do business with them anymore because he's a sore loser. If you lost, accept the loss and say, you know what? You was the better fighter. It's okay to be right behind me. I lost a lot of respect for him. You know, a true champion can bounce back. Manny Pacquiao, you're not on my level. You will never be on my level. Excuses, excuses, excuses.
After all was said and done, the history books would name Mayweather as the victor of the most lucrative fight. But Mayweather's career wasn't over just yet.
You like that, Enzo? I see you barking, boy. I got you 3 in a row. And we're Gatti! Yes, sir! I see you,
I'm thinking of buying a house.
A house? Are you sure? I don't know anyone that owns a house. It's a big commitment. Hey, if you can make it work.
I got this.
Floyd's last win against Pacquiao was his biggest, but fans were left feeling disappointed because he cruised to victory.
You guys put all the hype in Manny Pacquiao. That's what the media did. Pacquiao wasn't able to bring the best out of me. So I believe Berto is the guy for the job.
That Floyd Pacquiao fight is boring. You haven't seen a boring Andre Berto fight. No.
And though Andre Berto was a former champion, many felt that a 49-0 record was guaranteed.
Well, it's not over yet. We still got 36 minutes to perform. What about number 50? What about number 50? I can't overlook 49. Anything is possible. Anything can happen.
Andre was overlooked, but he certainly saw the value of the opportunity that was presented before him.
What's going on in my mind? I need to take that.
I'm not gonna stand there and look at you run around the ring all day. I'm gonna come and get it.
To show him that it's gonna be a long night. And I got some history of my own I'm trying to make.
Critics expressed that Mayweather should have picked someone more difficult than Berto.
It's nothing that nobody can tell me that I don't deserve. On top, and I got a chance to go in there and just shock the world.
Mayweather believed that as he had proven enough already, he was justified in making his send-off fight against whoever he wanted.
So is this the way you're going out? This is it for you? Like that's the way you're going out with Andre Berto?
Absolutely. I beat everybody I had to beat. No matter who I chose, the media was gonna have something to say. The critics was gonna have something to say. Y'all chose Canelo, y'all chose Pacquiao. Y'all did that. I knocked them all down. So don't come to me telling me about no fighters no more.
Most people didn't believe that Floyd would leave the sport after 49 wins, as getting 50 wins would beat Rocky Marciano's historic record of 49 straight wins.
Saying that this is not Floyd's last fight. We'll just see. 2.5, 3 weeks, and I'm ready to hang it up and spend time with my children.
But Floyd felt that the quality of his opponents meant that he had already surpassed Marciano.
For the boxing, before I got in the sport, it was all about heavyweights. Floyd Mayweather is a winner when it's all said and done. How many world champions I beat? The most in history, baby. I had a great career. No fighter in history has done what Floyd Mayweather has done. And I had a brilliant game plan. Talk trash and back it up. And that's what I did.
And as the bout approached, there was a sense of seriousness for Floyd's last fight.
When it comes to Saturday night, when it comes to fight time, I'm coming for my respect.
You got fighters that hit harder than me. You got fighters that's very athletic, but you don't have no fighter that can make adjustments like me. This is called chess, not checkers. I'll see you guys Saturday.
Berto was the underdog, but he was certainly coming to win.
Pay-per-view king and pound-for-pound superstar Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather putting his undefeated record on the line.
Floyd Mayweather has said that this is it, the last chapter of his illustrious career.
From the first round, Mayweather showed immediately a difference in class.
Mayweather is going to the body attacking with the right hand.
Even though Berto was taking it serious, Mayweather was not, proving that, as he claimed, even if a fighter has lots of strength, quickness or will, in order to beat him, they would need equal skill. And as the end of the fight was nearing, he started to get a little bit nostalgic.
You fought me from day one. How old you, man? Everything working, man.
In the last round, Mayweather punctuated the fight with a great uppercut before claiming his 49th victory against no losses and no draws.
And still champion, the undefeated.
After 19 years of professional fighting, Floyd was finished.
My career is over.
Is that official?
It's official. He's been world champion 18 years. You know, I broke all records. You gotta know when to hang it up.
Floyd had made his claim to the title of the best ever.
Am I wrong for saying that I'm the best? Don't it also show?
After 2015, Mayweather stuck to his word that he wasn't coming back until one seed of temptation began to blossom from a fighter who fought in the mixed martial arts side of combat. This fighter named Conor McGregor was a mirroring parallel to Mayweather when it came to charisma. Conor's meteoric rise in the UFC saw him claim the throne as the world's most intriguing draw, as he knocked out opponents from a stand-up position to put him in comparisons with Mayweather. And it seemed that he was getting bored of the challenges in his side of the pond.
From around here, I might have to jump up and drag Floyd Mayweather out there and see what he's at again.
Saying that there are many forms of fighting that can't beat him. So Floyd, I mean, who would not like to dance around the ring for $180 million?
Once Floyd got whiff of Conor's challenge, he worked on putting together a crossover fight.
Fingers crossed, it may be a boxer versus an MMA fighter, so we just don't know. It's gonna be a tough fight for me, so we don't really know as of right now, but it's been a lot of talk.
Mayweather seemed to confirm that the fight would take place in 2016. However, it appeared as if Floyd was just teasing the fans when UFC promoter Dana White claimed nothing was in the works.
There was no offer ever made to anybody, and I'm actually making a real offer. We'll pay you $25 million. We'll pay Conor $25 million. There's a real offer to Floyd.
However, Floyd found the offer of $25 million laughable.
Last time I made $25 million was 10 years ago. Wow. Leading up to the Pacquiao fight, that week I made somewhere 25 to 30 million. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing off. It's all about Mayweather Promotions.
Always. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Dana felt that Floyd was just being greedy.
First of all, Floyd thinks he's so much bigger than Conor. He's wrong. I'm not going to pay him way more money than I'm going to pay my guy. Where do we go from here, Floyd?
Conor went on to end 2016 by knocking out respected lightweight king Eddie Alvarez to become a two-divisional champion. But the boxing world was still unsure if that meant he could take on Floyd.
I don't think it's fundamental bad, but I think that it's fundamental they ain't up there with the man either. A jab will take care of his ass all day.
They do learn striking, but it's a whole different level of striking in a pure boxing match than it is in a UFC fight. But most of these fighters like Conor, they do train at boxing. So their chances to beat a boxer is much better than a boxer's chance to beat a UFC guy who doesn't train UFC at all.
But the general sports world felt that McGregor's momentum gave him an edge.
Because Conor McGregor is the baddest man on the planet. I think he could beat Floyd.
And the anticipation for the fight increased once Conor officially received a boxing license.
Got his boxing license, full chicken mode. You know it is. He'd be a fool to box this man. And I just don't think at age 40 that he could knock out me.
Floyd was offended that Conor was even being put on his level.
But never compare Conor McGregor to me. I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants.
He compared you to an ant. He said he's an elephant. Time to say it to my face.
But all of this talk served to build up the fight.
A lot of barking, but there's no biting. When you talk about biting, sign the contract. Don't talk the shit. If you really want to fight, sign the contract.
Conor was waiting for a contract offer that would make it worthy.
He's running around the Showtime offices begging to come up with $100 million cash for me to fight me. As long as that money is there, then we can fight under your safety net of rules.
And in 2017, Floyd officially announced he was coming back.
I'm coming out of retirement just to fight Conor McGregor. Sign the paperwork. Let's do it. I'm out of retirement for Conor McGregor today.
At DD Bank, we see millions of transactions, but we know that it's the people behind them that matter most. It's why we're leaders, with guidance and solutions that put people at the center, and that's how banking can be unexpectedly human.
Right on time.
The build-up to this mega fight would be like no other before, with a 4-city press tour kicking off in Los Angeles, and the fireworks had begun before the fight started.
Baby, we did it! He is...
Both fighters had never encountered an opponent who was just as confident and talkative as they were.
He will be unconscious inside 4 rounds. He's not experienced this. I'm not the same fight I was 2 years ago. But I got enough to beat you. Oh, the A side. That's why this had to come to the boxing ring.
I don't give a if it's an octagon. Put me in there.
Don't be talking shit. He wants me to come over his side. That's no problem. I'll do that. That's confidence.
You name him, and I beat him. You can get it right now. You can get it right now. You can get it right now.
I'm not gonna do shit.
After an exciting first presser, the two travelled to Toronto, Canada, and the intensity of the talk went up even more.
Get the press conference started. I want everyone in this meeting to scream at the top of your lungs. F the Mayweathers. Floyd is an old, weak. 1, 2, 3. F the Mayweathers. In a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read. He won't do shit. 40 years old carrying a school bag. The man doesn't even f***ing read.
The fans can't fight for you.
Shut your f***ing mouth.
P-Dot, let me see the bag. That like the f***ing quit? It's a f***ing quitter. I'm 40, but I look 20.
And you act 10.
Yeah, I hear he like to quit. Real killers don't quit.
You're against a different animal here, Floyd.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You do something with that flag, you ain't getting this bag or this money back, and I'm gonna f you up on this stage.
After Canada came New York, where the two verbally jousted again at the Barclays Center, with even more drama for the fans.
You know what I smell? I smell a calm milk. She got plenty of ass. Yeah, I love the strippers. Yeah, I love the strippers. Come on, once. That's all you worth. Where's the real money at?
Floyd was quick to remind the haters that this fight was smart business.
My legacy my legacy is already set. I don't need to do that. They're gonna talk about this business move at Harlem.
On to the next press stop, and the two went to London, England, which was of course a neighbour to Conor's homeland of Ireland.
I get to quadruple my net worth for half of fight. This is my first time in a boxing ring, and in 6 weeks, I run boxing. Boom! And when I sleep him, I'm gonna bounce his head off the canvas as well.
Though casual fans were enthralled by this fight, the boxing world felt that this fight was a total disrespect to the sport.
The fans think boxing dead. I really don't see boxing dying. Not through this fight or another one.
And most boxing insiders agreed that there was no way that Conor would pull off the upset, despite Floyd's inactivity and older age.
May have a puncher's chance, but I just don't see it happening. Too much skill, too much talent on one end.
I don't give him a shot. Not even a shot. I see McGregor noticing how hard Mayweather hits.
I think he'll end up stopping him.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
TKO or KO?
TKO.
Floyd is praying for me to fatigue in there, but I will not fatigue. I will continue to press forward and I will break him.
But perhaps the biggest critic of Conor was former champ turned commentator Paulie Malignaggi, who from the first mention of the fight in 2016 gave a harsh assessment of his chances.
It's almost laughable. Put him in with a guy like me. I would laugh my way through the whole fight. I really would. It'd be like watching. Well, it'd be like watching a Kevin Hart movie. You know what I mean? You just sit there laughing. Like that's what I'd be doing. I'd be sitting there laughing while I'm fighting the guy because it's more comedy than it is anything else.
An offended Conor got his opportunity to make Paulie eat those words by inviting Paulie to be a sparring partner.
Conor's like a baby elephant. He stores that. Was like, all right, man.
Oh, he said that? Whoops.
Look, he's been brought in to spar, and then he'll answer to what he's been saying, and then we'll go from there after that.
When the sparring took place, Conor showed that his boxing skills were better than expected, and eventually he knocked Paulie down. And that just convinced fans that maybe Conor would cause an upset.
How many more people are going to buy the fight now that you see Conor landing that straight left, dropping Paulie, and Paulie's...
He came in, he spoke a hell of a game previous, very disrespectful to the skill set, very disrespectful to the discipline. It didn't go his way. He got his ass whooped, he got his pride dented, and then he wanted a way out.
And that way that he took was right into the gym of Mayweather, who teased that the whole thing was just planned out right from the beginning.
Paulie, thank you for going over there. I got action today. And he made it look good when he grabbed you and threw you down. You got a chance. I was a good one. We're gonna sit at the house and talk about strategy. We're gonna talk about everything. Don't you worry, Paulie. Have Paulie talked about it to me? We'll just see.
But none of this seemed to faze Conor.
Let him speak. I'm sure he has. Let him speak. You can't prepare for me. You can't prepare for me.
However, Conor felt that Floyd was relying on him coming in ill-prepared.
Praying for me to fatigue in there, but I will not fatigue. I will continue to press forward and I will break him. Be no dancing in there, Conan. I'm going to go straight forward and put him away. Inside 4 rounds.
And at the last press conference, the two shared final words.
You should have left me over on that other game that I'm from, that more ruthless game where we bounce heads off the canvas. We are prepared for 12 3-minute rounds of non-stop pace.
The same way you give it, you have to be able to take it. Remember this. But for me to be 49-0, I'm not receiving it, I'm giving it.
Boom. Head off the canvas.
And the new king of boxing.
Good luck.
Good luck to you too.
The massive weigh-in continued on the excited atmosphere. For perhaps the first time in his career, Mayweather was being out-talked. But he did have one last thing to say.
It won't go the distance. Mark my word.
having the audacity to go beyond the wall of the octagon. It's showtime! Breaker! Mayweather!
Mr. Robert Byrd. Mr. Mayweather. Gentlemen, let's do this.
In the first round, Conor came out storming, and it was clear that his awkward style would need some adapting to.
Exactly what we would expect from... See, he's filled out so much since the weigh-ins yesterday.
Never been defeated, but he's never met anyone quite like Canelo Hoya. Canelo out.
There's a mismatch, obviously, with Conor McGregor making his debut.
Unlike many opponents, Conor had prepared a reliable counter to Mayweather's lead right hands.
If he can utilize that in this fight, he's going to have to do it early on.
Is he banking?
The start was in Conor's favor.
Doing okay.
About the fourth round or something, you're gonna be at it.
Wrote him off. Called this a total mismatch. McGregor bringing something different. Look at that.
Mayweather invested in body shots to tire Conor out.
Energy of Conor McGregor as long as this.
But Conor was full of energy and had a habit of reverting back to his old MMA attacks.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No hammer fists allowed.
Land some punches on game plan. I really feel like he's trying to draw the
shots were being hinted at as Floyd gave us his speech. And he's in this fight. Put in them many times.
Looks like McGregor.
Like a clock inside him. The speed as well. And Mayweather just trying
this. We don't know anything about him. Floyd has not been able to study any boxing.
Up until now, Conor had been doing better. But now Floyd wanted to turn up the pressure.
3 rounds of the money fight in Sin City.
Enjoy it, yeah? It's only gonna get better. Easy walk.
Specialist. Look at this pressure early. Conor backing him up against the ropes, like connects early and hurts his opponents now. Obviously Floyd Mayweather is a very difficult person to become a disadvantage for Conor if he's slowing him down.
Good body shot from Mayweather went in.
In the fourth, Mayweather was beginning to walk Conor down, forcing Conor to burn a lot of energy.
Really working to the body now with that straight right.
Had more success in that. Both predicted knockouts. McGregor.
Conor's corner was now getting wary of Floyd's plan to tire Conor out.
Now this is starting to warm up and become a together. Look at the straight right to the body.
Floyd was now starting to increase the pressure as he wanted Conor to shoot his best punches. Now it was becoming abundantly clear that McGregor was indeed losing energy.
Absolutely go for broke, maybe trying to pace him. He won the first couple. Mayweather's fine.
Midway through, the bout was turning up in intensity and Mayweather was swinging hard punches.
So that pick some heavy counter punches, which is what he's doing now. Whether he has the conditioning to back it up though is really the question here, but this is
conceding with this sort of approach in quite a few fights.
He's kind of landed that big punch.
So he's obviously tactically trying to get through.
Despite being past 40, Mayweather was looking fresh going into the middle 8 rounds.
Very accurate here in round 7.
Himself in there, but he still can't get reckless. Conor's still got that 1 punch power. To try and weigh on Floyd a little more against the ropes.
He is the best of our generation in the uppercut, but being walked down, that was low from Mayweather, but that wasn't. The first couple had just gone for broke.
As time progressed, Floyd's domination began to grow.
Coming forward to try and knock someone out. Doesn't happen. You're right what you said, Carl, earlier though, the power now he's got from those punches.
In the uppercut, but being walked down, that was low from Mayweather. But that wasn't, and the truth of the ring really beginning. Mayweather, and now Mayweather, the time beginning to turn in round 6. Now Mayweather.
Very first boxing match, so you know, there was going to be it's going to be throwing at the deep rounds to get through with the best boxer in the world. It makes sense to be a little cautious.
This fight when he wants to end it. On my words, when he decides this fight's over, Floyd Mayweather will see shots, possibly. McGregor being stopped on himself excellently within the rules here. Conor McGregor. But the rules.
Surprisingly, in round 9, McGregor came out with a second win. But how long would it last?
Reached to round 9, McGregor shot. And Mayweather hurt there. Was that low or was that legit?
He knows he's getting for the last few rounds, so he can invest a little more in these punches. But
he hasn't really.
We've still got half a round to go. He's taking deep.
Conor had spent all of his energy, and with 3.5 rounds still to go.
Always smiling, looking around. Oh, just falling into the rope. Another right hand left.
Oh, especially with his opponent taking deep breaths.
It now seemed like a stoppage was imminent, and Floyd knew it, so he pushed the attack.
Switch is there, McGregor. Southpaw to orthodox. Wants a different outcome. This is the round where he. The punishment. Conor McGregor's game effort is over.
Mayweather had done it yet again, and he had reached 50-0.
And still undefeated, Floyd.
This was my last fight tonight, ladies and gentlemen. My last fight. He's a lot better than I thought he was. I must come straight ahead, go to him. We want him to shoot heavy shots and get a fans a show. And I think that's what I gave him. I guaranteed everybody that this fight wouldn't go the distance. I like to call up the notorious one, Conor McGregor.
Despite the bad blood prior to the bout, they had now earned each other's respect.
I thought Floyd was phenomenal in there, very composed, very select with his shots. I didn't anticipate that. Three game changes in the fight. That's what a true champion does. Much respect. You came with it.
And if an enemy of Floyd could give his credit, would the media finally do the same?
I told you, Skip, he was going to spring that trap on him, and he got it.
My final and biggest takeaway from what I saw on Saturday night, let me congratulate Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Floyd Sr. Floyd did something I thought he couldn't do. He came out of his comfort zone. He had to just lower his head and bull into Conor McGregor's chest, and he did it. By far, entertaining and impressive fight of Floyd's career.
After looking back at Floyd's life and career, without excessive focus on the controversial, it becomes difficult not to admit that Floyd's story is indeed a fight to the top. And though some of his methods turn some fans into haters, it must be remembered that without those methods, he may not have commanded the attention that made him into a superstar. But more than being a superstar, he was the American dream.
You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty.
And he was birthed amongst chaos and crime.
7 deep in a 1-bedroom apartment, no hot water.
He showed us that hard work pays.
You gotta push yourself and tell yourself it ain't never enough.
And with a perfect pro record, he had still taken L's.
Guess what? This was not a good decision.
You know, I can't deal with this amateur boxing anymore.
He showed us exactly how to respond.
Because that made me work hard to get to where I'm at today.
And those losses extended outside of the ring.
To find out that my freedom is more important than anything.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do.
And throughout 2 decades, he faced critics who were never satisfied.
As an honest person, I spoke my mind. And I'm speaking from the heart. That's what counts.
In his defiance to the naysayers, he showed us how to believe.
Every fighter that's in this room has to feel that he's the best. I don't call it overconfidence. I call it believing.
Along with his growth came the mending of family conflict.
All right, baby. Make sure everything good. All right. Put my family, my mother, my father in a comfortable position.
He set an example to those who look up to him, using his mind to become a billion-dollar champion.
And continue to live a healthy life. They can have it all back. I just want to live a long time.
He pushed the next generation to be great.
To inspire the kids, to tell them you can make it to this point someday also. It's time for a new star to rise. Hopefully under the Mayweather banner, which we truly believe we can find the next Floyd Mayweather.
And stepping into the void that Mayweather left would take one hell of a fighter, but at least it can be said that Mayweather left the perfect blueprint for fighters to follow, both inside the ring and out.